Welcome to the Recipe Video Game Podcast. I am your host, The Red Knight, and today is the extended Xbox game showcase. And I don't know what's going to be here except for that Capcom game because they said it at that Capcom Direct Showcase, whatever you want to call it. The thing that should have never even existed because they really didn't have the content to even, really warrant that thing. But hey, it existed. and we got confirmation at least one thing that's going to be at this show today. But one of the things that I actually wanted to mention real quick was I'm wearing my Starfield shirt. if you watch the Xbox reaction the other day, which if you didn't, you should go back and watch it. And even if you did watch it, you should go back, give it a like if you didn't, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm wearing my Starfield shirt because Samus is coming to Starfield. I'm gonna make it happen. My ship, my character design, everything, her traits, all of that stuff. I'm gonna make it 100% Starfield. Yeah. So I'm just getting things ready here. We early. It starts in another half an hour, but I just wanted to, talk about a few things, maybe watch a few things. I got things in a certain order, so yeah, we're gonna look at Prince of Persia after the showcase, which is right here. We're gonna look at all the gameplay that came out of the Ubisoft show, which was a good show. Like the Assassin's Creed segment was good, if you ask me. The Avatar game, as a fan, man, I was like, they did it. They did it. Star Wars Outlaws, yeah, we got to see more of the character Cave S, who's already a character that I'm just in love with the character, from the look of the character to the character traits. I was really enjoying it. Like in the trailer, like you see her, you just see her badassery already. Like her levels of crazy is perfect for a playable character in the video game. The Crew Motor Fest. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. I got a few thoughts, and then Signa. I don't know how you say the name of this game, but I've been waiting on this game for about 3 years, and I swear every year during this summer video game season, I bring this game up and I show the latest trailer, and I'm always blown away by it. And yeah, this year was no different. Some Cocoon, and I just wrap it up with the Xbox Showcase highlight video. But yeah, right now I just want to say what's up to everybody tuning in, in the chat and everything. Where should I start, man? Because, if you watch the reaction that I did, on Sunday, it was super positive. It was 100% positive because that show was just a great show. A lot of the narratives that you used to hear over the years about Xbox, like, oh, don't show CGI. Like, oh, it's okay if it's a game that's super far out. Like, you could show CGI, but for the most part, we want to see gameplay. They gave us a Starfield showcase that the only thing I could compare it to was, and let me throw that on right now, that trailer. The only thing that I could actually compare it to was the Breath of the Wild
Humanity
original reveal.
In the unknown.
Like, that was the damn
The wonder is
only time I feel like a single game went into an E3, which it was the only time really that a big public, big console manufacturer went with one game. But that game delivered on everything. And they just stood on a great plateau, and they just showed us all the mechanics of that game. This Starfield Direct was that. The only difference is that they showed way more mechanics. The same thing I said about Breath of the Wild. With Breath of the Wild, I felt like it was like 5 games in one. Starfield is the same thing. 25 years in the making. I truly do believe that. Visually stunning, gameplay stunning. The various worlds and the way all these mechanics connect together. The only thing I could compare it to, for me, is Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Games like that, which there's only 2, and this is about to be the 3. This feels like Breath of the Wild was a game of the generation defining game. When you talk about this generation, people are always going to bring up Zelda. Starfield, I think, is definitely going to be right there with it. It's
We do not fully
Put it like
understand
this.
all that is at work here.
Switch got one. Xbox got one. Will PlayStation have one? I mean, we should all hope so, right? Because we want things to just keep going up and up and up. But they ain't one announced because, well, there ain't no games announced after Spider-Man and Wolverine, basically. So, but I'm not even, listen, I'm not even here to throw shade at that console. Like, my whole thing is, there's been a lot of narratives now. And Jack was good says, start with the meltdowns from the fan base. No, that's exactly where I'm going. Like, the bullshit said about this game is crazy, but we also heard it from the same fan base, funny enough, about Zelda. And it was bullshit back then, and Zelda came out and did the numbers it did. This game is already the #1 game on Steam. People are buying this game left and right to get the watch. The watch is sold out everywhere. Like, look, it was sold out, except for, I saw the Steam version up. I guess it's the Steam version, the Windows version. I don't know, the PC version. I saw that version up. But obviously, if I get, I want to get the Xbox one. Tears of the Kingdom, the greatest game. I'm not gonna say the best. I'm gonna say the greatest game of the generation, right? The greatest game of the generation. I'm gonna just throw this back again. The greatest game of the generation is 30 frames per second. And the narratives that people say, right, like, oh, you know, that game is on the Switch, is on the weak hardware, so it's justifiable. That's bullshit. That's factually bullshit. Like, this is coming from people who don't even know how games are made, how frame rates and resolution, and not even that, like, details within games, features within games are all gonna tug at resolution and at frame rate. These people don't even understand half that. So if you're gonna say, oh yeah, Zelda's like that because of the consoles on, no, it's not, because they could have pulled back on it. They could have pulled back on it, because that's exactly what you're saying that Starfield should do, right? Starfield developer comes out and says, we're not doing that. We're not compromising on the visuals. We want you to have every little drip, the skyboxes, the multiple moons, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that third planet right there, you might have never seen it if they would have pulled back. You know, you only get 2 right there. And people think like, oh, that's bullshit. Nah, it's really what it is. The texture detail of the planet, of those lights all over, bouncing all of that will be dumbed down to get it to 60. And some people are like, yeah, I'm cool with that. You're fucking lying. Because y'all lied all last gen, and y'all lying this gen too. Y'all lie all the time in order to justify your fanboy bullshit, whether it's industry people or it's people just on social media or content creators. They just lie to lie. Like, you all wanted 4K, you all want the best graphics. There's people shitting on the graphics of this while then also shitting on its frame rate. Like, so I go back to Zelda to say they could have pulled back on Zelda, made the world smaller, cut back on some features, right? Some texture detail, and then it's like, yeah, we got it up to 60. But what's on the cutting room floor? Shit, if we would have never made this game at 60, oh yeah, we would have blew your mind. Instead, what they do is they blow our minds and they give us a game at 30. Like, we play games at 30 all the time. You know what I mean? And it's never been an issue. And people like to be like, oh yeah, but it depends on the genre. Get out of here, dude. Stable 30 frames. You ain't thinking about that shit once you in. Once you locked in. The game is good, you're not thinking about it. And I'm a person who plays multiple genre, multiple games, multiple hardware, whether it's PC, whether it's a Series X, whether it's a Series S, whether it's like it's crazy. Like, I don't even think about it. Like, I'll go from my Series X playing the game. For example, Hi-Fi Rush, I play some stages on Series X. I play some stages on Series S. Can I tell the difference? No, I don't even think about it. And when I play on the 1080p TV and when I play on the 4K TV, I can tell the difference there. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, oh, it's the same frame rate across. And that's going to be the same thing with Starfield. When you look at it on the Series S, when you in it playing, you ain't sitting there zooming in on every detail. It's rare that I do that. You know what game I actually did that with? Street Fighter, when I played the beta. When I played the beta, I noticed on Series S that when you play with Ryu, when you actually got into the gameplay, the fighting, everything else leading up, when you seeing the characters and you making them change their faces, everything is fine. His beard was there. Once you started playing on Series S, his beard was gone. It was like he got a little quick trim. He had a 5 o'clock, and I was like, see, there I noticed it. But it's rare. That's the only example that I can really give you of stuff like that. For the most part, whether I'm playing Fortnite, whatever, it don't, like, it's the experience, the same experience. It's mad fun. You're gonna be locked in. But people don't want to, you know, be honest with themselves. Like, I look at this game and I go, okay, yeah, they could have dumbed down some stuff and pulled it back, right? I've heard people say, yo, man, just put it in 1080p in 60 frames. And I'm like, these are the same people who spend G's on TVs, 4K, want that HDR, all of that. The same ones who, you know, hype up VRR and all of this stuff. Now they're like, yeah, now screw all that. Just give me 60 frames. Like 60 frames over everything. And that's not true. They're lying. And it's like, who you to say they lying? Well, they got a history of lying, so what makes you think they're not lying right now? Like, don't nobody want to play no 1080p games.
You're part of,
you know what I'm saying? Unless they choosing to. Like I just said, when I go to my Series S. But that is an option for another bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, I want to play in HDR. I want to see the way I'm looking at it right now in 4K and everything. You know what I mean? Like, and this is the other thing. It's like Zelda's acceptable, but Zelda's not 4K. Hell, it's damn near not HD because those games be under 1080p. Not even 720p. Not even full HD. And 30 frames per second, and it's all good, and we happy with it. You know what I'm saying? And
these artifacts
and to try to make a double standard, like you knew you was gonna get some 30 frames per second games on these consoles. It's gonna happen on PlayStation too. Like people are like, oh, PlayStation, look, all these 60 frames per game, 120 frames. Yeah, Xbox got those too. Forza goes up to 120 and other lot. Xbox got, if I'm not mistaken, even more games going at higher frame rates than PlayStation 5. But the difference is also when it comes to those first-party games, there's not one game on any home. And that's including even Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild. That's doing everything that this massive game that took two Breath of the Wild, two Tears of the Kingdom, you know, worth of time to make. This is, hell, you know, 25 years in the making, but actual development time been like around 10 years, 8 years. And there's nothing comparable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been playing on PlayStation 5. Your favorite games on PlayStation 5 been PlayStation 4 games. Of course they running at super high frame rates. They were made for a last generation console. Now when they start putting PlayStation 5 down to the nitty gritty, the bleeding edge, you know what I'm saying? Like just to the goddamn down to the metal, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna see games, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, there might be a 60 frame option, but for the most part they're gonna be, oh yeah, this one's 30 frames because we want to show, you know, the fidelity of this and this and that. If you think Naughty Dog won't do that, you're kidding yourself. And they're not wrong for doing it. Like, I'm going to see, well, let me see what it is. You know what I'm saying? What we could do with this hardware. Instead of you being like, oh yeah, we just came out with this a Pro, whether it's a PlayStation or Xbox, and now your games are at 60 frames per second. Like, we just got these consoles, you barely make games for these shits, and you trying to sell me a new console? Nah, I ain't with it. Hell, if I'm not mistaken, Phil Spencer said that they're not even considering right now at this time a mid-gen upgrade. Do I believe that? I believe that they don't want to do it, but do I believe that they're not considering, that they don't got one in the chamber just in case they have to? Yeah, I don't believe that. I think they definitely got something to be like, you know, the minute that Sony be like, yeah, we did something that's such a leap over the PlayStation 5 and Series X, they'll probably be like, yeah, us too. Because remember, these are the guys who said we're never going to be left behind, you know, when it comes to visuals. But anyway, like, I've heard so much corny shit, like, people questioning the gameplay. They finally put the stuff at the bottom where people used to say, yo, they got to do that. Well, PlayStation was doing at their showcases and stuff, which now they didn't do. No dates, really no, you know, first-party games, and the ones that were there look like that shit, for the most part, unless it was called Spider-Man. Like, Xbox comes and put things there. Oh, Hellblade ain't gameplay. That's literally the game. If you played Hellblade, if you literally played that game from beginning to end, like I have, I actually did it twice, right? I did it on 1X and I did it on Series X. You know that is 100% the game. When they showed the troll fight back then, they showed it again, you know, on Sunday and said, yeah, we showed you gameplay, you know, action sequence, and you can see the camera when you run it. It's like people don't see a HUD, it don't count. It don't count. Like, hell, I plays other games HUDless, as can be. Like, fuck HUDs. Like, nah, for real though. People like, yo, it ain't really gameplay. It says gameplay right there. The ones that are in engine say in engine. Like that right there when she doing that move in Starfield, like not Starfield, Fable. Like, what you thought that was? That's what the game is, and that's what the game is gonna look like. The developer has to come out on social media and be like, that was gameplay. Yes, those are the character models you will be running around with, seeing in the game. That was it. That whole segment of her getting chased by the dude, you know, in the house and getting big booted to the wall, up crawling. That you can see that's like a little Nightmare style thing where you're gonna be hiding and running around and like making him get caught by the mouse trap. But nah, it's not gameplay. What's it called? The game from Compulsion, right? Like those are the models of the game, right? That was in engine, but that is the art direction. I've seen people question, oh, is that really the way the game gonna look? Yes, barring any development changes, because guess what? They are developing, and development means creating, and when you create, things are being made. So you might look at something, you're like, well, yeah, that worked, but that was 3 years ago we did that. We in year 3 of still developing. Things gonna change. So when I hear people like, oh, a vial don't even look like it look, they showed you one shot of a vial. Literally him go view, 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 and basically Mordor, just rocks everywhere. I'm like, you think they can't have an area that looks just like that still? Just because the game is more colorful now, oh, it changed complete direction, and da-da-da. They're allowed to change direction while they create games. That's called game development, bro. Like, I don't know if you know, but Tears of the Kingdom at one point had aliens, motorcycle, emo link. Like, there was so much shit. If you look at the art book, you be like, damn, they went through mad phases. Yeah, it's called game development. So if you want to see games early, if you want a body of work early, if you want to be, you know, refreshed on what you saw maybe 3 years ago, like basically is what Xbox did this year, showed us a lot of the games that we've been seeing, or that we heard about in 2020. It's like, yeah, you're going to see them, what they look like now. You know, and then Hellblade is like, oh my god, it's all the same stuff. Always the same stuff. Like, yeah, they showing you the face. The first time they showed it, oh, it can't be real. It's real. It's the game. It's an engine. It's literally the gameplay. Not even an engine. It's the gameplay. That is it. It just, you crawled out of a cave like Lara Croft did. Sure, somebody was holding an analog stick, popped up, walked that way, and then that cinematic played like it does in Hellblade. There's mad talking and words coming from everywhere. But no, it's a problem. I'm like, yo, y'all just want to hate. And then people acting like this show wasn't a 10 out of 10. I'm like, yo, just understand this. If this Xbox show, all right, wasn't a 10 out of 10, then they could never make a 10 out of 10 show. And you can't just say, oh no, it'll only be 10 out of 10 if they had Gears there, if they had Halo there, if they had Perfect Dark there. And it's like, all right, so you just listen to games you want. Like, nah, there's going to be racing games, there's going to be action RPGs, there's going to be first-person shooters, there's going to be all kinds of stuff, third-party announcements and everything. Like, it's like, listen, it's these bad faith takes, these bad faith arguments. Shit is whack as hell. Dennis, what's up? Prince of Persia and the new Star Wars game 2024 looking good. Hell yeah, they are. Hell yeah, they are. We almost about to start. Hell, you know what? Let's get into some Prince of Persia right now, because I mean, we here, right? We here early. We could get these things out the way. It's not even getting out the way. It's just checking them out. Like, this game. Psst, listen, I'm buying this game straight up, right? And my main reason for buying it, it's not even only that it looks good, and I want it. You know, I like 2D games. So much so that I could spend $20 on the shirt, $60 on the game, you know, get the amiibos and all that. Like, oh, it's 2D. That's why I'm buying it, mainly. Because when you do a high quality 2D game, yeah, I'm picking it up. And this game is only $50. I saw it yesterday on Amazon when I was looking at the Starfield stuff. It was right there. I was like, oh, $50. I'm like, cool. Like the narrative, the hating on this and everything, and then they come out and they're like, yeah, you know, this dude is Middle Eastern, you hear his accent and everything, and I'm like, all the people was talking shit. It's like, y'all look mad stupid now, just hating on this dude, like, oh, he got dreads. Like, I said this in the stream, right, on Sunday, like, dude, hairstyles, I don't buy into that shit of, oh, hairstyles is culture appropriation if you do this and do that. Like, bro, Vikings used to wear cornrows in order to go into war. Women in all different cultures, you looked all through our history, would braid their hair, whatever, so they shit don't get pulled. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see, listen, man, maybe it's because I'm from New York and I'm in the melting pot of people, but you see all kinds of races with dreads all the time. You ain't gonna go out one day in New York and not catch, you know, a white dude in dreads or something like that. It's all the time, or a white woman in dreads, whatever. Like, you gonna see that. You gonna see a white woman, black woman, Latina woman, blah, blah, like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people, oh, they saw dreads. Oh my god, he has to automatically be black. And then all that bullshit that they were saying, like, oh, you know, a Fresh Prince of Persia and all that shit. I was like, yo, you just showing your racist asses. Like, that shit is beyond ignorant. hating on this shit. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, this game looks fire. Fire. One of the best games shown of the whole, you know, summer game season. This was one of the best games shown. 100%. I don't care when nobody said, oh, it's 2D. How can you think that? Easy, because maybe because, you know, I grew up playing 2D games. There was a point where that's all we had. And the 3D games were trash. Until Mario basically showed up, showed out, and showed everybody how to do it. And Ocarina obviously had to do its thing too. Like, you wouldn't have listen. I still remember having, it was either EGM or it was GamePro. When they first revealed God of War, because that's how we got our games revealed. There wasn't no internet for us to, you know, see. Well, there was internet at that time already, but, you know, most of the people were still getting their reviews. Like, oh, what happened at E3? You had to wait for that, you know, that issue to come. I still remember God of War. There was a whole part, like a whole paragraph, where the guy basically talks about, yeah, Ocarina of Time is what we wanted to make a game like that, but mature, rated R. It's the same thing like Spawn with Batman. Todd McFarlane made Spawn because he was like, I just wanted to make a rated R Batman because Batman's the man. You know what I'm saying? That's why it exists. That's the same reason God of War exists, because of Ocarina of Time. Like, you know, I'm just making the point that 2D games existed and fathered all this 3D stuff. Like even Metroidvania, that layout. There was a time when 2D games were only going this way, and then if it was a game where you could go multiple directions, it was just on the grid. It was Donkey Kong. It was Pac-Man. You know what I'm saying? And then Samus came out. And Samus did what she did. Just changed up the whole thing. And showed, yeah, you could go this way, go that way, multiple rooms, a map, and all this other crazy stuff, you know, outside of it being like a regular, you know, top-down RPG. And these, like, the art to this game, the graphics, crazy. People want to bash 2D games. Stop it. If it says, I don't know if I'll get to play these games or not, but Xbox show was great, and I managed to get the Starfield Watch pre-order, even if it's on Game Pass. Listen, that's cool as hell. Hell, you could probably sell that code for the game. Just like, oh, anybody want to sell that? Hell, you can sell it for half off. Either way, you win it and just play the game on Game Pass if that's what you want to do. And so I just wanted to watch and the contents within it, because you do get the season pass and all that stuff, which is cool.
This cursed land, exploration is everything.
And you are gonna get to play these games.
This
You're
is
definitely
a
gonna get to play.
world that delivers new secrets as you find new powers.
So I like Starfield because I love No Man's Sky. 70% of the things they showed in Starfield Direct was in No Man's Sky also. Just a step up with the remaining 30% FPS combat. So I'm all for it. Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like multiple games, but then you had like the building, which reminded me of like the city skylines too. It was like they had a building in there. They had a building, the world, but also then building your ships, your mech, your character, so the skill trees and all of that. Like, this game is so beautiful looking, it's insane. Let me make sure it is in 4K. I'm just gonna make sure, because sometimes some of these 4K videos, you gotta actually click it still for it to go. But I know it was. It looked too damn clean. I gotta throw this back though. Oh, we about to start soon. Yeah, like Starfield also has like space battles, you know what I'm saying? And then you got land battles, you got third person, you got first person. Like first person, third person, that's already 2 games right there. You know, most games don't give you that decision. Like imagine if Prime 4, they actually did that. And it was like, you know what, we've heard people want third person forever. So we just gave people the option. You could play it like old Prime, you could play it like this. And it's like, dude, I'll play it both ways, multiple ways, every way. So it go with me. Jack Gates said, very true, if Citizen, yet none of these fanboys will talk about how they were slobbering over No Man's Sky, and that game was literally nothing to do at launch compared to what Starfield is doing. Yeah, that's the other thing. But again, you see, like, it's one audience who's really doing that for the most part, you know? It's crazy. And I can never side with the Nintendo fans, because listen, you already know I'm a hardcore Nintendo fan. I'm the Wii 60 guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm the hardcore Nintendo and Xbox fan. But it's like when I see Nintendo fans laugh at the way the industry be talking about Xbox, I'm like, yo, we was just in that boat for years with GameCube, with 64, with the Wii, and with Wii U. And it's like now we got a successful console, so people don't talk down on it just because of the money it makes. I don't think money means nothing to a console other than cool cool, it's successful, you know it's gonna
That's
exist
just a
longer.
glimpse of what Prince of
Like,
Persia: The Lost Crown is all
I
about.
just look at it like, yo, I don't care about these sales. I
behalf
care
of the
about the
team
games
from
that's coming
Ubisoft
out. What I could
Montpellier,
play. What is the
we
services
cannot
like?
wait for you to
What
put
is
your
the
hands on the
experience
game.
like? Smart delivery, this, that. Like,
It releases on January
that's what I
18,
care about.
2024. on
like
all
I saw people
platforms.
saying, oh, quick resume don't be working like that, bro. This Doom right here, this has been in quick resume since last year. Literally, it's in a wave. You know, there's like a horde mode where you could play. Oh no, that's for later. You know, waves of enemies and everything. I'm right there, right before you grab the thing, pull out the thing, and then enemies start respawning. I'm at my highest. That ain't never closed because there ain't gonna be no updates for it no more. They did the last
Entering Mount
update,
Kaf, your mission
so it
is
never
clear.
closed. Like,
Find
yeah, it don't
Prince's
work.
son and
Okay.
bring him back to Persepolis.
Every character model in this game looks fire. Every
However,
single one,
Mount
and I
Kaf
love the
becomes a
graphics
prison
to it.
full of hostile
And people just trying to act like, oh, it's just Fortnite. Dumb.
Now
Oh, it's
separated
just
from your allies, you discover a
like
grand citadel
Paladins
full
or
of mysteries,
Overwatch.
where time
And I'm like, you
flows
saying that like those games aren't beautiful, like they don't got beautiful art styles.
past coexists
And look at the background to this game, like it's amazing. It's like I said also on Sunday. I said if this shit was Kratos,
in this
they would
first
all
land.
be
Exploration
riding it.
is
They wouldn't be
everything.
talking shit about it being 2D or nothing
This
like
is a
that.
semi-open world that delivers
I saw
new
Go Nintendo
secrets as
posted
you find new
that, oh yeah,
powers.
you know, it's getting a bunch of downvotes from other console players,
But to reach
but
new
not
areas,
Nintendo
you
fans.
have
And I'm like,
to
of
master
course
your
not, because
skills
Nintendo fans would be
and
out of their
your
mind to
sense of
hate on this. Like,
timing.
you hating on 2D games? Like, when I'm over here, like, man, where's my next 2D Mario? Everybody's like, where's the next Odyssey at? I'm like, yeah, that's, I know that's coming. But are we ever going to get a new 2D Mario? Because I remember waiting 18 years for one. And I don't want to do that again. I want a new one. Like this, where you take it and you jump and you...
While others are more reluctant.
It's crazy. Yo, you know what I just noticed? The theme of this goddamn summer game season
Some
is
dwellers
this. Little tiny women. Because in the composing game, the dude was mad big and she was small. Obviously in Fable, she was small, the dude was big. And now look, this small woman right here, and he's a giant. But obviously she don't look like she's a goddamn, you know, a minish cat size or anything like that. You know, Tinkerbell.
willing to help you, while
Crazy.
others are more reluctant.
Ipsa says, I remember those days that No Man's Sky was only possible on PlayStation 4 console. Yeah, I remember that. Jagate said, let's be honest. We are still in that.
However,
Still in
Sargon
that
is
beat
not
when
a
it
warrior like
compares to how the industry wants to treat Nintendo. They can't because Nintendo is selling and carrying the industry. But watch.
He is a wild beast,
Once the next
known for
generation,
being elusive,
once the next generation of
ruthless,
Nintendo hardware is
extremely
released, the
skillful on the
industry
battlefield.
insiders will try to, you know, it's way to hate on it. Absolutely, because you know most of these dudes be PlayStation fanboys, and then people get mad. Only people who get mad at that is PlayStation fanboys, because anybody else sees it. How every other console gets treated. Hell, bro, IGN literally has a video up right now. I've never seen this in my life. How all of the conferences, it's something along those lines, like how all of the conferences, what they mean for the PlayStation gamer. I'm like, yo, listen, y'all conference was whack, right? Live in it, dwell in it, marinate. Let Sony come back and do better. It ain't the end of Sony. The same way Redfall wasn't the end of goddamn Xbox. But nah, they gotta pamper them. Oh, what all this means for a PlayStation gamer. You don't need to do that video. PlayStation gamers ain't dumb. They know. This shit, fire. They could play. Sonic, they could play. Well, there's so many games they could play. Games from the Xbox show. Games from the Ubisoft show. Capcom show. Like, what it means for you guys. Don't worry, even though you had a bad show. Let us pamper you and tell you everything's gonna be alright. This is what you can play after Spider-Man. Let us do Sony's job for them. Like, when have they done that for Nintendo? When have they done that for Xbox? I've never seen it. And if they have, send me the link. Let me see. Because then I'll just be quiet and be like, alright. But I've never seen it. Never in my life seen some shit like this. Like, they be showing their ass, dude, all the time. 30 minutes? Oh, so they just started early? Oh, so we are an hour early. Cool. Hey, listen, man. We got other things to watch. Let's go with Avatar right now. Yeah, man, but it's like, I just be wanting to see people be genuine, be honest. Like, even when I talk down on that PlayStation show, I always make it clear. the content in that show was good. It could have just been a state of play though. Like big showcase, the best game. Like it wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? That's what people expect from a showcase, from an E3 like show. And had it been Nintendo, I would be genuine like I have been about previous directs when it was like, yeah, this was good, that was good, but overall, it wasn't all that. And I'll just be honest about it. Like it ain't nothing wrong with that. Like these shows, these directs, they goddamn visual newsletters. They not killing a console. They're not, the end of the world if the show is bad. Like it's not. It was just that show was bad. What makes that show awful for Sony is like, dude, for 3 years we've had this checkpoint that's Wolverine, really Spider-Man, because Wolverine is just like, that's the creator of Spider-Man. We got to get to Spider-Man before we can even think about getting to Wolverine, right? And it's like, dude, why have we had the same checkpoint for 3 years? On top of your lies of we believe in generations, we've been playing mostly cross-generation games. You know what I'm saying? Basically multi-plat. You know what I mean? And it's like, y'all claim that would not be the case. Xbox got shitted on for being honest, smart delivery, saying Halo's gonna be on it, Forza's gonna be on. You can play it on both, or if not, you can play it through a cloud. Like, and they got shitted on, but then Sony was just like, oh no, that makes perfect sense. Look how many PlayStation do so. Why abandon them? But we were saying it, and y'all was like, nah, that ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the way you do it. And it's like, oh my god, like this game can't be on last generation consoles. It looks like this thing looks like the movie. It looks gorgeous. And actually, this is the first time I'm seeing it right now in 4K. It looks even better than I saw yesterday, because I watched it yesterday on my Series S. I was watching the Ubisoft show.
Now Pandora is under attack again.
Yo, it looks way better. And I watched it through the stream. This is the actual, direct.
To protect my home.
Boom. Like, this is insane how good it looks. Like, I knew it looked good. Like, I was like, yo, they got everything in there. But this shit looks insane. It comes out December 7th. When I was watching, I was like, dude, if this is not a December game this year, you're failing the franchise. December is the month. And it is December. And I said, I'm going to go right from this to goddamn Prince of Persia. Like, the year's gonna end on a banger, it looks like, and it's gonna start on an absolute banger. And look, 3D to 2D, and I don't even think about it. Like, I know there's another trailer after this, but I want to throw this back real quick. Ipsa said, even when Nintendo does well, there's always negative spun put on it. Yeah, absolutely. It's always like that. That's why I don't understand. Damn, look at the texture of the damn. From the first movie. I'm like, yeah, yeah. No, they like. I'll never understand that. Like, dude, like. The X and it's crazy because they be wanting an Xbox down for. I'm like, yo, Xbox and Nintendo actually, like, they mess with each other. While Sony was the one like, we don't want to play with y'all. Our gamers are an elite group. Like, remember all that? That wasn't even 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Like, and people, how quick they want to forget how Sony was like, we ain't doing this, we ain't doing that. Hell no, we ain't doing games on PC. Y'all are doing games on PC, because that's where I will be playing those Spider-Man games on my PC. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how quick people forget. I'm like, Xbox give you Ori games. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. It's crazy. Banjo. Because remember, they allowed Ultimate to be perfect by putting Banjo in there. Because if Banjo wasn't in there, you always feel like, damn, Xbox, you should have let it. But they did. No questions asked. Like, and Nintendo fans be wanting these guys to lose or whatever the case may be. Like, like certain ones, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, y'all weird. Dude, the foliage, the density of the world, the way they captured it, the fact that you got your Banshee and you have to capture it, like you're gonna learn from the culture, it's cool. It's like a play on what happened with Jake Sully, but with her is different because she is from Pandora, but got kidnapped, got taught the ways of man, and then got put in cryo like Ripley. She was just put to sleep, then woken up, and now has to learn the ways. Shit is a cool story.
Now Pandora is
And
under
James
attack
Cameron was like,
again.
oh, you know, Lightstorm was helping on that. I'm like, dude, you ain't got to tell us. Like, look at it. Clearly, they had all the blueprints, everything. It looks like Avatar 3, basically. You know what I mean? It's basically that. It's basically that. It's like you could get the comics, they go with the movies. You could get this game, they go with the movies. It's not like, oh, this is just a complete separate thing, Elseworld, a side story. No, this is actually the thing in line. You can see that this is basically what
I was
around Way of the Water.
I am no longer. I am nothing.
It's just that I don't get the talk lately about games on 2D plane ain't worth 60 or can be Game of the Year nominated.
Sivako.
Game of the Year worthy right there and nominated and won some. Yeah, that died down after Dread. Even 10 years ago, people said the same about Tropical Freeze. Dude, the Tropical Freeze one had me. Y'all remember back then? Dude, those podcast episodes exist where I was on fire. Like, dude, this is the greatest thing I've ever played. How dare they? Because Tropical Freeze is still, to me, the best damn 2D platformer, you know, ever. Like, ever. Like, it was just amazing. From everything in the background not being floaty, like things would literally come up. So everything you was jumping on, the game, I was like, this is a 3D game. If you put the camera behind DK, you're gonna see everything still connected. Like, it's so crazy. And yeah, people hated on that. But even Rayman, remember Rayman, we had to hear the bullshit too. Especially when they thought it was Wii U exclusive. We had to hear all the bullshit about,
The story of our game begins when the
Oh,
RDA expands
you know,
operations to the western frontier.
2D game, $60. Oh my god.
John Mercer,
Like,
one of the
Wii U
leaders
players
of the
down
RDA,
bad. Like, and we was
abducts
excited
you
for it.
and other naughty
And
children
Ubisoft
from
obviously
home
delayed it so it can launch
to
on other
teach you the ways of
consoles.
humans,
Which, I mean, I
hoping to
guess made
mold
sense
you
because the
and turn
Wii
you
U was
against
doing
your
so
own people.
awful. But
But its plan is interrupted
Damn, this
by
looks
the Battle
beautiful.
of the Hallelujah Mountains.
the amount of
And
detail.
you are put into emergency
Oh yeah, but then
trance.
the other funny thing I saw was
When
some,
you
know,
awaken, 15 years
PlayStation
later,
dudes like,
you are
yo,
a stranger in your birthplace.
Star Wars Outlaws is
Knowing
looking
the
way
dangers
better
posed
than
by the RDA, you
Starfield.
set out to
I'm like,
take
yo,
them down and look to
either
secure
y'all
the health
stupid or
of
y'all
other
dumb.
Northern clans.
Because, like, do you not know how to
Initially,
process the
you're perceived
fact?
as an outsider, so you have to reconnect with your lost Navi heritage to gain their trust.
It's a difference, bro. Something
You'll
small,
find
something
your own
super
path
huge.
as you
Like,
discover what it
there's a
means to be
difference, you know
Navi.
what I mean?
You'll explore new
Ask your
regions
wives.
of
Nah.
Pandora, each
Who am
with
I
its
kidding?
own
They ain't got no
unique
wives. Nah.
problems.
Sadly, some of these dudes
The
do, and
King
it's like, yo, y'all be
Forest
acting like
is a
straight up
lush
children.
rainforest
Nah, but for
hungry
real
for
though,
life and dense vegetation. In the
that,
shades of
like,
awe-inspiring
and I'm
Hallelujah
hyped for
Mountains.
Outlaws. Don't get it twisted. Like, I want that
This is
game.
the
Like, I
home
can't wait
of
for
the
that game to
Illuminati.
come out. I think it looks
A
even
clan
better than
of
Force
peaceful
Awakens.
believers
You know what I mean?
who will
And
guide you on
not
your
Force
first
Awakens.
hunt and on
Force
your
Awakens.
first flight.
Jedi, you know, Fallen Order and all
Anaheim
that.
will show you
Jedi
the way
Survivor.
to the Rookery,
I think
where
that
you
this
can
game
bond
looks
for
better than
life
those, and
with
those
your
are
very own
awesome.
Ikram. The Ikram
I'm like,
is a devoted companion that you can name.
this shit looks
use, and
insane.
customize. Experiment with acrobatics and feel a rush of adrenaline as you dive from the sky
Dude.
and explore the open world of Pandora from the air.
So
If you
beautiful.
travel north, you'll get to the upper plains. An
But yeah,
expanse of
like,
grassland
what was
filled
I
with
saying?
contrasts and open views as far as the eye can see.
This game just literally
The nomadic
just took my breath away right
in
now.
symbiosis with gigantic beasts called Saka.
Like, dude, I love licensed games. You know what I mean? I
Earn
love
clans'
licensed
trust,
games.
and they will teach you
When
the
they're
art of
good, like
riding
Enter the
dire
Matrix
horses.
and stuff like that, or even like Batman Returns back on Super Nintendo.
The mysterious
There's a lot of
Golden
games I can name.
Forest.
There's a huge
Or
list of
hidden
them.
in the
You know,
mist,
but the
nothing
Lord of the Rings
passes
games, the
its
Two
seas.
Towers, and Return of the King. Those were mad fun, especially in co-op.
A clan of healers
Like, I love when you
with
do
their
a movie
own
game
dark
done right,
resource to
and I'm
stay
happy to
hidden.
see that this exists in this quality. Because
RDA
this
operations are
doesn't, you can't just even do, oh, it's just a little license game. Like,
They
nah,
built
this is
facilities of all sizes to
this
exploit
is this
resources
is looking
at
like it
any
could be a
cost,
masterpiece.
spreading devastating pollution. In the process, animals are hurt and poached.
But yeah, Star Wars, that's what I was saying. They were like, oh yeah, you know, that was better than Starfield. I'm like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, play the game. Shut up and play the game then. Like,
As a child
but
of
trying
two
to
worlds,
use
you
one
learn
dope
master
game
multiple
to
combat
shit on
styles.
another dope game
Your
because that
powerful
dope game
instincts
ain't on
allow
your
you to
platform
go
of
over
choice.
of the battlefield,
Like,
mark your
bruh.
enemies, and
The worst part is a
identify
lot of
weak
these
points.
dudes too, they do have Xboxes that they bought just to say, look, I got one. But they just shit on it. Oh, give me a reason to turn one on. Dude, you saying that about a console that got Game Pass with just like you ain't turned it on to play Planet Alana, you ain't turned it on to play Hi-Fi Rush, you ain't turned it on to play games like Ghostwire, Pentiment, Wulong. Like, I mean, the list. I could just say here the list will go on and on. You didn't play it to play, turn it on to play this game, High on Life, which was incredible. Like, all right, whatever you say. Whatever you say. But at the same time, these are the dudes who cry about their PlayStation Showcase. Why? Because they all about first party, and there ain't nothing right now around for them to be hyped about other than Spider-Man. You know, and so they disappointed. Like, these dudes want to play 4 games a year, 3 games a year.
You will also find ingredients to
Exclusives, big
make
exclusive,
meals to
AAA.
get stronger.
God forbid it's 2D. And then they want to talk to gamers like me or other people who actually play a variety of games and don't see games through this weird, rigid ass bubble that they see it through. It's like, come on.
Such as your natural agility to move
You got a
through the
skill
world,
tree.
your stealth approach when hunting or fighting, or the handling of your weapons and
Do a
mounts.
barrel roll. You saw the barrel roll? There was a barrel roll in the Star Wars trailer too.
Pandora is a captivating
We'll get to those.
action-adventure game designed to
We still got 20
maximize the
minutes.
power of new-gen consoles and PC. You will be able to play the full story campaign in single player. Or with a
Oh,
friend
I
online in
forgot.
two-player
I
co-op.
completely forgot that this game is going to be
We invite
playable
you
in
to
co-op.
explore this world of
Like a
wonder.
game that looks like this. Like, dude, that is incredible.
Take
Damn, I
back your
forgot
day
that.
to protect
This game is going to be amazing. This game is going to be amazing. Holy shit. Dude. And this is the developer who did the Division. It's like, dude, this looks way, and I'm not trying to shit on the Division. Like, those are nice looking games, but this looks like a whole new world. Like, holy shit.
Hi, my name is Umberly Gonzalez, and I play K-Vess in Star Wars Outlaws.
Dude.
K-Vess is...
That's the other thing, bro. Like, all right, this lady, right?
She's really
You know,
good at
beautiful woman,
sneaking around.
whatever.
You know, she's charming and she'll like
I love the character model. Like I said, I love her hairdo. It's so, to me, it's so 70s. Like I really like this just feels like Star Wars. Like, she feels believable. Like, they could just put her into a movie. Like, this could have been a movie, right?
She's got a bounty on her back and is trying to
Hold on,
find
what up, Creative John? I don't want to lose my train of thought real quick.
Like this underworld.
But with Fable, like, people are like, oh, look at this character you're playing in Fable. Like, she's ugly. I'm like, she ain't even ugly. Like, she actually matches exactly what I want from fun fantasy, you know, game. I'm like, I like that character model. And people try to defend Fable by going, oh, the game has a, you know, the old games had a character creator. I'm like, nah, don't even do that. If that's our main character, that's our main character. She looked awesome. She was mad funny in the trailer, especially when she was like, oh, fuck. Like, you know, like that whole thing. Like, I was like, yo, awesome. It's like these dudes, like, yo, why y'all don't do that to male characters? Like, oh, that character ugly or da-da-da. Like, females always got to be a sex fantasy for them. You know what I'm saying? For them to be like, oh, she's worth my time, you know, or acceptable as a playable character. Like, that shit is so whack. And I get that I'm you know, a grown man probably talking to a bunch of children on the internet, but some of these people be showing their asses and they be grown ass men with wives, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Y'all don't deserve no pussy in life. Like, I'm sorry, like, straight up. I ain't even trying to be vulgar on this shit, but it's for real, like, dude, crazy. But yeah, Creative John said, what up, Red? On Star Wars and how Disney is just handing out the license to whatever studio. I would love for in the tail end of the Switch for both Shadows of the Empire and Rogue Squadron. I knew you was gonna get to that, because you know what? I said that when I was watching this yesterday. I was like, yo, how we can't get? I know Factor 5 ain't really a thing no more, but I was like, how we can't get you know,
have
re-releases
story.
of those at
Those
least.
are
I still
questions
own
you
mine
can
on
tackle
GameCube,
through the whole story.
but
We worked with
it'd be nice to have those
Lucasfilm
games again,
every step of the way,
re-released, even if they come
telling
out on
the story.
everything. Like I don't care, just like they did with
an
the
invaluable
Racer.
partner in helping us
Like,
create and craft
cool,
this
like,
thing.
do that.
They were really embracing us with open
Yeah, you
arms.
said remade or
Hey,
remastered.
focus
Absolutely.
on
Imagine it
Outlaw,
remastered with
focus on
whatever
Outlaw,
engine this is. Like,
navigating
get
through that
Ubisoft to do it. They could
space,
remaster
but
that, those
we're sort of
games, and
there to help guide and
if
point out,
Factor
like,
5
hey,
still
here's an
exists in
opportunity you
some
might
way,
not
have them,
thought
you
of.
know,
There's a
oversee
character
it or whatever,
you might
play a role
wanna
in it.
consider. So really, it was a partnership through and through.
I
But
feel
yeah,
like
this
one of
is
the
this
biggest, if
game
not the biggest franchise of our lifetime. The
is-
themes and
is
everything's
pretty.
just been a part of our world.
beautiful.
And
We
for
we
me
finally
and
getting
for the world
into
of Star Wars,
into
I know
the
that all of this game, not
capabilities
just
of these
how
consoles
amazing the
finally.
gameplay is, but,
It
like,
feels
the story
like.
itself, to see a
Because this
young
is like a movie.
girl
Honestly,
become
the
a woman
letterbox
in
style that they have, I said I don't mind if the whole game is
Right?
like that, just so it could be cinematic.
Movies,
I don't mind.
energy,
Like I think they should have the option to take that
humor,
off
wit,
for folks who
all
want
of
to take it
that
off.
really has
But if
kind
they
of
don't and it's like that
informed
with the
the
black bars,
character.
I'm cool with it
She
because I think it
has
gives it a nice
way
cinematic feel.
of Jumping between that matinee action, high stakes.
Look, she's
tone
really in there
to
doing the
shift
acting and
Really
everything,
intimate, really
which is
personal
cool as hell. Just like, you know, a lot of these
performances
games
that
now,
make you connect
Hellblade.
to Kate.
getting to bring my own heart.
That little
and
creature's
mix
mad
it in
cute.
with that confidence and her toughness and her charm and wit. It's really fun. It makes her very endearing. Even
She
though
definitely tough,
she's a
dude.
very
She
tough
didn't care.
person.
She pulled the gun on the
We won't make it
Empire,
off to Shara alive.
started running away from them. Yeah, this right here.
Maybe.
And yeah, it kind of feels like she was always meant to be Kay. She informs it in every way.
Like he just said, it felt like she was always meant to be Kay. I'm like, she feels like she's from the universe. That's why when I saw her, I was like, I like this character. She feels like she was there for real in the background, you know, in between 5 and 6,
I'm
right?
really like about to hop and do a scene right now, so it's all just exciting, and I feel now I'm really locked into the character.
Oh, that's her. That's the little character. Woke her up right there. That's so cool.
And I'm happy that they found
Like the
me
old
because I feel
actors,
I was
like
meant
I
to be
know,
as well.
this dude just announced that he's not gonna play Luke no more.
Make sure to catch me
You know?
alongside with some
And
developers cast
I'm like,
members
cool, but I think for
at
these
Comic-Con
games, it
International
wouldn't be a
this
bad
July
thing
in
to
San
come
Diego.
back and play Luke. You know, Mark Hamill said he was basically retired. I'm like, same thing with Han Solo. Like, you could come back in these. Like, that would be cool if they actually saved Han Solo. Not saved, but like maybe jumped ahead after he was saved and you see him talk to him or something like that. Because why even show him there? I think they just showed him to give us a time period. All right, 1247. I remember hearing the OGs of Factor 5. One, what you said? Want the last one? Or the last one they were working on Wii? Oh yeah, I remember that. To be finished and put out. Yeah, but this Outlaw game had me believing it was CGI because it looks so good. It really does look like CGI, and this is not CGI right here. Well, what CGI was at the Xbox show. This is all gameplay. Games look so good now, and then you got people questioning. You know, and I'm saying this right now for the first time in 4K. Like questioning, oh, is that really game? Is that really gameplay? You see, the letterbox just moved up a little bit out of the cinematic.
That worked.
People like listen. I've had my complaints on characters who talk too much, but I understand why they do it. You want games to be clean, more cinematic, HUDless. The character has to give players details for accessibility reasons. Is it, oh, you know, she's talking to herself? No, she's talking to you, bro. She's talking to you, the player. They just doing it in a cinematic way. And it's funny
Nice one.
when you hear complaints like that, but it's like, oh, it jumped on her back, man. Cute.
Hang on tight, little buddy.
It's like Uncharted did that. We ain't cared. Tomb Raider did that. We ain't care. And those games were popular, so other developers are gonna be like, oh, that's a way of conveying information to the player without having a bunch of pop-ups on the screen. Let's do that. Makes sense. Look like R2-D2 right there, a broken one. Look at the hip fire. Dude, the hip fire in this game and in Alan Wake, I was like, those were the two best hip fires I've ever seen in a video game. I like how she runs up on it, breaks the shield, and then hits him. So cool. And that's a TIE fighter right there. You see that they next to? Well, it looks like it. No, that's a door. It just looks like the shape of it. Or maybe, no, maybe it was repurposed. A lot of this stuff looks like repurposed materials. Like, Avatar basically had the, you know, the detective mode from Batman. I ain't gonna complain because I get why they did that. It worked in Batman. And it's a way to show players where things at, and it's a way to do stealth. I'm telling you, nowadays it just be feeling like people want to complain to complain. A lot of times it's complaining, for, you know, to be fanboys of their specific hardware. Like an open world Star Wars. This is awesome. Cause see, Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order, they're like Metroidvania games. Open world, but different. This is gonna be open world like. I mean, it's hard because they say like, yo, it's open world, but it's like she goes off planet. So is it open worlds, or is it just open world? Like you go off planet and do some stuff up there, then come back. I don't know. I don't think so, because she goes into hyperspeed. I'm remembering right now. Or maybe this is just the beginning, and then the world that you land on and get stuck on, that'll be the world that you got to traverse, and then it becomes a map game where you got to start checking things off. You know, like Zelda and stuff. But that's gonna be mad cool if you could fly and you could ride your goddamn little bikes and stuff like that. What? Mad cool. Because this world looks like it's mad places to explore. It doesn't look like it's on a grid. It looks like you could go wherever you want. Obviously, you have the, you know, the little yellow dot right there telling you where to go. I wonder if you could ride that thing sleeping right there. You probably could, honestly. You probably could. And then this is your robot guy, who looks like he's a bunch of different robots, different parts put together.
No.
Okay.
No, but you Troy.
What?
This is a game where I'll take off subtitles completely, just so it could be completely cinematic.
She can't be trusted.
Obviously, you're gonna have those though, because that was a different language.
See you back at the ship.
How much time? There's
I still like my odds.
enough time to finish watching this. You say, yeah, it seems like it's got Far Cry, Assassin's Creed elements to its gameplay. Yeah, it does. That's the other thing. People, you know, try to backstab, but I'm like, Ubisoft does what works for them and what they're good at. And people like these kinds of games. And I think that, you know, that kind of gameplay works for a lot of these different IPs. Dude, when I never forgot that they making a Last Ronin Ninja Turtle game, like a AAA game. I'm like, that's gonna be cool as hell. But then you see stuff like Avatar, right? And it's like, yo, you can make a game that looks like that, and it could be 2-player co-op. Shit, give me a 4-player turtle game running around New York. You know, do it, put it like in that Spider-Man engine. Why not?
I could say you're a threat to the Empire. But I won't have to if you're smart.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually use the bathroom before this whole thing starts, because why not? Because I don't want to have to when I'm actually, you know, into the damn thing. So what I'm gonna do is,
Whoa, kid. Let's just
I'm gonna stop this. We'll come back to this, and I'm gonna put this on. Leave the countdown. But while I go, don't worry, I'm gonna switch it back. While I go, I guess I'll put this one on. I'll be right back. Oh yeah. Right on time. Man, I'm honestly just hoping that this is where we get the announcement of some Hi-Fi Rush DLC. Pearly 21, I'm doing good. How you doing? Are you excited? Are we excited?
So who's the angel, who's the devil, though? That's the real question between Solomon and Johnny.
I'd like to think I'm always an angel.
So they're gonna deep dive on some cyberpunk. Really, you could have used this graphic for the. Oh yeah, let me make sure this is in 4K. Oh, it's not in 4K. It's 1080 60. Cool. Cool. But yeah, Hi-Fi Rush, I would love some DLC for that. They've been putting out costume packs and things like that. I keep saying they're free every time I mention them, but I'm not sure if they're free. Pearly said I'm good, hoping to see some good things. Yeah, I'm not. My expectations aren't super high for like new things. Like I see people saying, "Oh, maybe they'll announce a Gears of War collection here." I'm like, nah. I think that would have been at the show. I ain't expecting stuff like that, but I mean, you never know. Maybe it will happen. That character model is so cool. Oh yeah, that game right there, that 2D side-scrolling multiplayer game. It's 2D, but it's like Power Stones. Really, it feels like you can move all around in that 2D plane. Oh, the 33. I forgot the 33. What's it called? 33 Immortals or something like that? Avowed Towerborn. That's the name. Is that Towerborn, the climbing game? Because that game looked crazy. Yeah, 33 Immortals. Oh no, I think that game was Jusant, the climbing game. I don't remember the name. But yeah, that game looks crazy.
Welcome to the Xbox Games Showcase Extended. My name is Tina Amini, and I'm here to dive a little bit more into the games you saw at our recent Xbox Games Showcase. Showcase featured 27 ambitious
Diablo
games,
now available.
all coming to Xbox. Games like
I've been hearing a lot of good things about that game.
Exile Entertainment, Fable from Playground Games, and from our partners, Star Wars Outlaws.
I honestly wish that they would just, show
Half of the Goddess from Capcom.
the Fable
We'll take a closer
fighting
look at some
segment
other
just for
games
fun,
from our showcase
to make
lineup,
people be like,
and
oh
introduce you to
damn.
some more games too. We've got
But anyway, like those games are next year games. Like we don't got to worry about those games. That's for next year's show, seeing crazy gameplay of like.
Tango Gameworks is here to tell us about their newest update.
Oh, she just confirmed it. The Hi-Fi Rush update.
Leading ecosystem organization
Cool. So it is happening.
will tell us more about a program to bring games from underrepresented developers with unique visions to Xbox and Game Pass. And we may just have a few other fun guests in store for you.
Underrepresented developers. Just shining the light, man, on the little guys, which is cool.
2077 Phantom Liberty.
Hell, I'm a little guy, so if you're watching this, give this video a thumb up, Give this video a thumbs up so, more people find it.
One of the locations in Dogtown that you are going to
Dennis is hyped for that Hi-Fi Rush update too.
7 Phantom Liberty. As you can see, Dogtown welcomes you with open arms.
So I saw that a lot of this update is actually going to be free to players because it actually fixes the game a lot more. So obviously they got to give that to everybody so that the game is better for everybody. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Dogtown is a part of Night City, but it has its own very distinct look and vibe. It's outside of the jurisdiction of NCPD, a attracting all kinds of...
Dude, there's a lot of big games right now, but this is one way. It's like you could probably find it on. Oh damn, his whole bottom. Oh, he don't got no jaw. But he's. Oh, he got the elbow flamethrower.
They have put a lot of work into making the world feel more alive. Small scenes.
See what I'm saying? Like you could get this game now probably for cheap, and it's like a massive game for you to play now. That's going to be in better shape.
But what's
Hell, I saw they did a update for Redfall. It's not the 60 frames update, but it was an update. They said more enemy spawn, better AI. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, you decided to put the game out. Just, I guess, keep pushing. Maybe they'll make it a decent, quality game. It wouldn't be the first time a game comes out and gets shitted on, then turns out, after a few updates, it becomes, either serviceable or actually a good game. Because No Man's Sky, for example, that game got shitted on, and now everybody who plays it says, "Oh no, it's really good actually now." They added more action, all kinds of stuff.
gameplay experiences, like the air dash or the ability to see the enemies through the walls, or change their appearance to lose the heat. The bargest is the authorities of Dogtown, and they are more dangerous than NCPD.
It's crazy.
Player with crimes, Dogtown,
Dennis said Redfall, at least on PC, has been good.
we have completely overhauled the police.
I gotta try it at some point.
Actions are more believable.
Hey, I said the longer I wait, the better it'll be when I finally do get to it. I'm gonna play and be like, yo, I don't see what the problem was. Nah, I know they updated it, so if it's good, listen, I'm just happy I'm not gonna experience the awfulness a lot of people experienced at launch. So my impression of that game might be different by the time I get around to it. I gotta get around to it before Starfield comes out, because Starfield I'm trying to put time into.
We're not done talking about CD Projekt Red's next dive into the story between V and Johnny just yet. In fact,
They got Keanu here.
stylings of Johnny Silver.
So they didn't just pay Keanu to come out, say a few words, and then run away like he did.
Pleasure to be here.
Likewise, well, Phantom Liberty introduces us to an entirely new location in Night City. It's called
This is like
Dogtown. It's this devastating
Xbox's
place
Treehouse Live.
controlled by a militia, but I think you know more about it than I do. So how would you describe it to players?
Night City has its own kind of levels to it, and I think Dogtown.
You think they'll ever make a movie and they'll have him in it?
Place.
That would be crazy.
It's dystopian. It has a tension to it, and this undercurrent of kind of violence, and struggle. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Shit's gone down.
He's like, can I swear? Shit's gone down.
And it's just, hopefully it'll be fun for people to play there.
It's hard to believe that there's an underbelly to the underbelly
Yes,
that
that's
is Night
good.
City,
Yes,
right? Yeah, I'm a little
yeah.
scared, but in a good way.
No, it's a good way.
Dude, you know, the last Keanu movie I watched, funny enough, it was a few weeks ago. I think it was in May I watched it.
If anyone can take it on, it's V.
It was goddamn Speed, yo. I wanted to watch Speed again.
Exactly.
With Bowser.
And we just
With
saw
Bowser
the
and King
Dogtown,
Koopa.
too, so we got a little bit of that.
But I was like, yeah, that movie still holds up, yo, to this day. It's still mad fun. Because of the different people on the bus.
It's not good.
The different characters.
It's not the friendliest place to be. You gotta be prepared for it, truly.
I saw it there on Amazon Prime. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to watch this.
From a Colonel Kurt Hansen. Who's this guy? Because he seems pretty dangerous, too.
No, I'm sorry. I can't say that. My inner Johnny came out.
I think that's good. We know the tone now.
Yeah. Well, he's ex-military, military too.
Goddamn John Wick. This dude been popping for years.
Manipulative.
I've been seeing him since Bill and Ted.
Johnny doesn't like him.
I could see that. Night City in general is the kind of place that breeds that kind of character.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back. Let's talk about Johnny.
I'm surprised that they talking so much about him, even though Idris Elba is the
I
new
don't know about this guy.
dude in the game, you know?
And I think it's interesting because we know
And then he's such a
City
big actor, but it's like
is
I don't really see much about the dude he's playing.
7 in the main too. He can actually be quite caring.
That's what makes it so much fun. He is outspoken. He's a little grumpy.
It's crazy how it literally looks like him in the game.
He's been abandoned, and I think that through that kind of hardness of his outside, there is a vulnerability to him, and I think
This like the world to this, like the person who could probably make this movie, like this game into a movie, would be
Especially for the players.
whoever it is that made Dread, because that's what it looks like. It reminds me of Dread.
And he's a product of his upbringing.
Like all the dirtiness, the grittiness to the city.
I mean, we start.
It's like that, RoboCop 1 and 2 style,
I'm sorry, I keep dropping into John.
which is it's like beauty in the grittiness, if that makes
I like
sense.
his anger. I like
Hey, shout out to everybody tuning in.
I like what he stands for. He's really just looking for a fair shot, and I love that.
And if you just tuning in, the reason why I got this Metroid Dread shirt on is multiple reasons. Right now, it's the Starfield shirt because I'm gonna be making Samus in the ship, and the other reason is there's been a lot of goddamn discourse about 2D games not being worth full price when they absolutely are. And yeah, what he just did, the finger to those people who say that they're not worth it. Like, some of those games take years to make, right? Like hell, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze developer Retro Studios. Oh, there you go. They haven't put out nothing since that game, which is wild. Wild. They're about to go on 10 years without making a game. Wait.
It's in the title, right?
Damn. Didn't Tropical Freeze come out in 2014?
His life.
I think it was.
Johnny's doing the same.
Damn, it's about to be a decade. I can't believe they ain't do nothing in between them getting the Prime. That's wild. That's wild.
He feels like he's lashing out at the wind.
Like insane.
Solomon has been living out in the climate.
It's worrying, right? It don't really worry me that much because I'm like, Nintendo of Japan was like, yeah, we're gonna give Metroid to them. So clearly they know that they're still capable.
What do you think about Phantom Liberty makes for a good spy thriller?
But imagine they did show a game, and then we never got that game because they probably been making games, but they probably got canceled. Nothing worked. That's nothing new for Retro. And it's like, game development is crazy like that.
The double crossing, what is true, what's fiction, what can you count?
Yeah, somebody was like, was that her just doing blackface? Like, the girl, because, she was white and then she transformed, like, dark and everything. And I'm like, how you don't know that she was in whiteface and she was transforming? Or what if she's just a complete robot? This is a crazy-ass universe. That's like, I didn't even think of that, like, when I saw that. Like, somebody was like, oh, Fable, it's a woman running away from a black man. I'm like, bro, like, and of course, this was a, PlayStation dude, some bullshit, some bad faith take just to try to hate. And I was like, yo, like, who watched that and thought some stupid shit like that? Like what? I think it's worse if you thought that. Like, not that it was happening. Like, it was just a man chasing a goddamn little ass human running around his furniture in his house. It's like you chasing a goddamn water bug. It's the exact same thing. You trying to crush that shit. Like, but yeah, this is the kind of stupid stuff that's been being said basically all over the internet. Oh, Squanch, we getting an update for Hi-Fi? A Hi-Fi for goddamn High on Life? Hell yeah. New weapon. I think that was a new weapon. Yep. Dude, and I just mentioned this game, and I said, yo, I love this game. It's the closest thing you get into a Metroid Prime. That's disgusting. I love it. Wait, we got a robot arm? High on Knife. Available for purchase only. I'm good with that. I played the game, loved it on Game Pass. I'm fine giving them money. So wait, was that DLC or was that a whole new game? Somebody ringing my bell right now. What the hell is this?
And once perceived, it will swallow you whole.
The hell?
I'm in a race against this darkness.
Oh yeah, I think we've seen this game before.
Tower of unspeakable power. I need the best of the best. But they're all dead. So I'll use you. Scoundrels.
Crazy visuals.
Cutthroats.
It looks like the game they showed, the Compulsion game at Xbox, like that same kind of art style, that steampunkish.
Oh, come. Try not to look so glum. You're going to help me save the world.
Yeah, the Lamplighters League. Yeah, I remember we saw this. High on Life DLC. That's what Dennis said. Yeah, this is crazy.
When it comes to RPG studios, Obsidian Entertainment is among the very best.
Obsidian.
From Fallout New Vegas and the Outer Worlds.
So they're gonna talk about Avowed a bit.
Republic 2 and Pentiment, Obsidian Games have placed their stamp on the genre. Joining us today for a closer look at Avowed is game director Kerry Patel.
Didn't expect that.
So excited to have you here. We just saw this big reveal of Avowed, and there's so many little bits of information.
Yo, that Xbox logo on the ground looks sick.
But before we get into all that, I'm assuming
You notice how they changed the Avowed logo too? It still looks the same, but they made it look more colorful, almost to match the upgrade that they did to the game.
Can come to the world of Avowed fresh. We want this to be a welcoming experience to new players, but if you are a returning fan, there are some recognizable tidbits.
For people who have played Pillars 1 or 2, can you tease any more of just those general connections to the universe? And no major.
That's the other thing. Like, I'm not familiar with the Pillars of Eternity
Players might recognize from Deadfire
art style like that. So I'm like, did they make it more match that? Probably, right? Since it's in the same universe.
The Adirian Empire plays pretty heavily into the world of Avowed, so all of that will be familiar to returning players.
We do start to see some of that Pillars universe now in the Avowed setting, which is really exciting, and it's looking amazing so far. But can you confirm one thing for me? Are we still in Aora?
We're still in Aora, and specifically we're in a region called the Living
You see, people who played Pillars of Eternity, they know what's going on here now. They're feeding that fan base, which was always the plan. That was announced from the first reveal. And yo, the 4K images that they put out of this game, I'm like, yeah, it's crazy looking.
And so that's the part of Aora that we're introducing players to in Avowed.
And we also see a character talking to us.
Let me see who the hell this is, man. I'll be right goddamn back. It's always something, right?
Yes, this is
It's always
one
something.
of the first companions you
But I ain't gonna turn it off. Don't worry. Y'all could still, you know, be watching it. I ain't gonna do y'all dirty. Not at all.
He's served as a soldier and a mercenary, but he also has a really unique sense of humor. So he brings a spirit of levity and camaraderie.
Not at all. All right.
And as he's talking to us,
Be right
he's
back.
also kind of conveying, well, he's straight up saying that he's afraid of you and your abilities. But it's not like the heroes are the only powerful beings in this universe. So I'm curious what that means for who we are as the player character. Are we a watcher again, like in Pillars 1 and 2? Or maybe we have some connections to the spirit realm and beyond that gives us these terrifying abilities?
So you're not a watcher this time, but you do have a unique soul connection to the world that gives you a connection to the living lands and to some of the more mysterious forces at work there. The player is also being sent as an envoy of the Adirian Empire, and so they come with both a very mysterious aura, but also a certain sense of political urgency.
Kai also mentions a plague. That's another bit of detail that we get within the trailer. We see a very concerning growth on a lot of the creatures in the world. What can you tell us about this plague?
I can't say too much just yet, except that it is a unique soul plague that is devouring the living lands, and part of the player's mission in being sent here is to investigate and try to stop it.
We also saw a lot of combat in the trailer, and we see dual-wielding pistols, we see spells, we see swords, we see just a ton of abilities. A lot that actually is really reminiscent of the Pillars universe too, but those were isometric top-down view games, and Avowed is a first-person game. So how did the team approach that same kind of fantasy combat, but but in the first person for Avowed?
So we wanted to take that same depth and breadth of play styles and combat abilities and player fantasies, where you can play someone who's very magically attuned, more traditional fighter or ranger, and really invest in whatever play style is most appealing to you personally. We wanted to take that depth and breadth and translate it into a first-person experience, where you can feel the visceral nature of the attacks, feel the dynamism and the momentum of those attacks as you're executing them, and that means including a range of options like, as you noted, dual-wielding pistols, which is one of my favorites because you don't see that often in fantasy RPGs, but also traditional sword and board, a whole host of magical abilities, a lot of things that'll be both a little bit familiar but hopefully new to players as well.
And I've got one more question for you, because I know the audience is going to want to know this one, but just how big is this game?
So it's going to be roughly comparable to something like Knights of the Old Republic 2 or The Outer Worlds. It is set up as a series of interconnected open zones that players can explore at their own pace. You can invest in discovering every nook and cranny in the world, discovering every secret, finding every side quest, meeting every character, or you can have a much more focused experience. And it's really up to players and how much time they want to spend in the Living Lands, but I'm hopeful that they're going to spend a lot of time with us once Avowed releases.
Well, count me in as one of those players, because I definitely want to read and hear every line of dialogue, everything everyone has to tell me, and discover every inch of the Living Lands. Well, thank you again so much for being here, Carrie. This has been so insightful and fun.
Thank you, Tina. This has been a pleasure.
That was just a taste of what you can expect from Obsidian Entertainment when Avowed lands next year on Xbox, PC, and Game Pass.
퍼스트 디센던트는 언리얼 엔진 5를 사용한 차세대 3인칭 루트 슈터 게임으로 엑스박스 시리즈 X와 S, 엑스박스 1을 포함해 콘솔과 PC 크로스 플레이가 가능하고 프리투 플레이로 즐기실 수 있도록 개발 중입니다. 퍼스트 디센던트에서 플레이어는 계승자가 되어 인류의 생존을 위해 침략자들에 맞서 싸우게 됩니다. 계승자는 플레이어의 캐릭터로서 다양하고 개성적인 컨셉과 전투 스타일을 가지고 있습니다. 플레이어는 계승자를 통해 잉그리스 대륙을 탐험하며 스토리를 체험하고 다양한 임무를 혼자서 혹은 협동 플레이로 수행하게 됩니다. 또한 최대 4인 협동 플레이로 거대 보스와의 레이드를 경험할 수 있습니다. 거대 보스별 다양한 기믹과 부위 파괴 등을 통해 밀도 높은 팀 플레이를 체험하실 수 있습니다. 현재 개발팀은 작년 베타 테스트에서 플레이어분들에게 받은 피드백을 개선하는 작업과 신규 컨텐츠의 개발을 병행하고 있습니다. 지금 보시는 화면은 최초로 공개하는 엑스박스 시리즈 X의 실제 게임 플레이 영상입니다. 언리얼 엔진 5를 활용한 높은 퀄리티의 그래픽이 안정적으로 돌아가도록 열심히 개발 중에 있습니다. 신규 계승자 역시 개발 중에 있는데요. 이 계승자는 불을 이용한 독특한 컨셉의 플레이를 경험할 수 있도록 디자인되었습니다. 또한 자기장을 이용한 방어 능력과 비행 스킬을 지닌 새로운 캐릭터도 개발하고 있습니다. 플레이어분들이 더 많은 탐험을 하고 몰입감 넘치는 스토리를 경험할 수 있도록 다양한 환경의 신규 맵을 개발하고 있으며 새로운 타입의 보스 레이드 역시 지속적으로 개발하고 있습니다. 그리고 많은 분들이 요청하셨던 코스메틱 시스템도 도입 중에 있는데요. 캐릭터들마다 다양한 컨셉의 스킨을 제공할 예정이며 꾸미기 아이템을 통해 개성을 마음껏 뽐낼 수 있도록 지원할 예정입니다. 가장 많은 피드백을 받았던 그래플링 훅은 시스템을 완전히 변경하였습니다. 변경된 그래플링 훅은 조작에 따른 회전과 이동 시 가속 감속을 지원하여 조작의 재미를 훨씬 더 증대하였습니다. 이 밖에도 피드백을 반영하여 점프 모션, 총기 사운드, UI와 UX를 지속적으로 개선해 나가고 있으며 계승자 스킬을 개조할 수 있는 시스템도 개발 중에 있습니다. 게임 사운드 또한 글로벌 유명 게임 작곡가인 스티븐 바튼과 협업하여 보다 풍성한 청각적 경험을 제공하기 위해 준비 중에 있습니다. 마지막으로 여러분께서 가장 기다리실 소식을 전해드리겠습니다. 현재 저희는 연내 출시를 목표로 하고 있으며 그에 앞서 8월 엑스박스 시리즈 X와 S를 포함한 콘솔과 PC에서 크로스플레이 베타 테스트를 진행할 예정입니다. 베타 테스트는 8월 22일부터 8월 28일까지 일주일간 진행되며 오늘부터 공식 홈페이지를 통해 신청하실 수 있으니 플레이어분들의 많은 참여를 부탁드리겠습니다. Be the first descendant.
When we were wrapping up Banner Saga, we were really talking about what is it we want to do next.
We earnestly started with the idea of making a game that was hopeful, that it was a triumph for the human spirit.
Something that had a lot of replay ability, something that you can really explore for a long time.
There are different worlds that we want to explore. Towerborn is that game. Towerborn is a fast-paced action RPG. It's a co-op game. You can play it online. You can play it on a couch with your friends and family. Everybody's moving through the world map together. As the players move out, they start breadcrumbing the storyline that is being told here. From the world map, you go into fun, fast combat. You come out of that with resources and crafting items, and with all their new loot, they can go back to the Belfry.
The Belfry is the player's safe haven and humanity's safe haven. The player can customize their appearance, their loadout, talk to all these different NPCs.
The world itself is a mix of 3D and 2D. We definitely wanted to have that kind of beautiful background that you see in animated movies.
Towerborn is all about humanity's last chance at survival.
Humanity is clinging to hope and clinging to this tower.
It is your mission to try to hold the forces of darkness at bay, to give humanity a chance at survival.
The most important thing about the gameplay is it's just fun. And it kind of just amplified its fun the moment you added another player. All of the players can build their character in a way that's specific to them. It just turns into this back and forth exploration. Like, let's try to do this one combo, and then let's see if you can do a follow-up. From a couch co-op perspective, that's just really fun because there's not too many couch co-op games anymore.
I'm hoping in 5 years from now, it's in a place that I never even would have thought of.
It's a seasonal game, which is different for us.
Players can expect a new storyline with new quests, new biomes. We'll be rolling out new gear, new monsters, new bosses.
Expanding on the content in a continuous, organic way, so it just becomes a living world.
When we started Stoic, we decided, let's just make games that we feel strongly about and we want to play. We had to find the right relationship with a publisher, and I think we found that with Xbox. They've enabled us to make the game that we want to make here. I earnestly cannot wait for the community to see the game that we're rolling out here. Towerborn is, I really believe, something unique.
There's that roar again!
You gotta protect the pit stop, please!
What the hell is that thing? Invaders down!
Hello, I'm John Rush, art director for Fallout 76. I hope you enjoyed the world premiere of the trailer for our Once in a Blue Moon update coming June 20th, free to play for anyone who owns Fallout 76. The blue moon has risen over the hills of Appalachia, bringing with it a ton of great new content for players. That includes new cryptids like the Blue Devil and Ogwa to threaten the progress of the Blue Ridge Caravan Company. We've also got 2 new public events, both of which give you a chance to earn caravan and cryptid-themed rewards. Defend the Middle Mountain pit stop from waves of monstrous creatures and safe and sound. And thwart a horde of crazed cultists and beasts of burden. With Season 13, we've also got a new scoreboard called Shoot for the Stars, which celebrates the stars of the silver screen and gives you a chance to earn cinema-themed rewards. And we're not done yet. Next year, we're taking players to Atlantic City, where they'll gamble on the fates of new factions for the opportunity to win big. Do your part in helping the Blue Ridge Caravan Company and earn rewards along the way. Once in a Blue Moon is coming June 20th. Appalachia is coming at ya. We'll see you there.
What's this? What happened now?
We've just seen a new trailer for updates coming to Hi-Fi Rush called Arcade Challenge Update. No joke, there's literally exclamation points in there. That's not just me. So here to explain that and more about the update is game director John Johannes. Welcome to Showcase Extended, John.
Really glad to be here.
Exclamation points?
They have to be in there.
Yeah. It feels
It's style. It's style. Yeah.
It's a style thing. Well, Hi-Fi Rush is such a stylish game in general. I think that's one of the things that people really excitedly pointed out when we shadow dropped the game in the developer direct earlier this year. But making a brand new IP is always a bit of a risk. Your studio's known for kind of scarier games like The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo.
Can't deny that. But yeah, this type of game is something I just always wanted to make personally. And I just thought music and action work so well together. And after I had finished working on The Evil Within 2, it just felt like the right time to try something new. And our studio's always been about just making fun games. It doesn't have to be about a certain genre. We're not about making one specific thing.
And fortunately, there's plenty more of that content to come because we just saw an absolutely jam-packed trailer. So I'd love for your help in breaking down all the details, all the stuff going into this update.
Sure, there's a lot, so bear with me. Everything in this mode is unlockable once you've finished the game, and you'll unlock an arcade cabinet in your hideout. And by accessing it, you get 2 new modes. One is called BPM Rush mode, which takes the gameplay up to like higher speeds than we've ever done in the main game. And the other is called Power Up, Tower Up, which is a new sort of randomized spin on the rhythm tower mode that we had in the original game. And included in this mode are 5 new original songs to play to, as well as 2 brand new enemies. And then there's special attacks and this whole meta system for unlocking upgrades and rewards. And that's what I can think of right now.
I love that there's so much to unpack there, but let's rewind. Let's talk about just BPM Rush for now.
Sure.
It was described in the trailer as effectively Hi-Fi Rush's equivalent of a turbo mode. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, early on, the team was like, how fast can we go? And in the game, we kind of settled at, about a max 160 BPM. But this mode really takes it up to 200 BPM. But we sort of ease you in there. It's a gradual upgrade until it eventually gets so fast, you just got to sort of think on your feet and naturally react to the rhythm in the combat of the game.
I personally love that there's a lot of accessibility settings in the game too. It makes it so that you can adjust the game to your own comfort level, but this is a post-game challenge. It's meant for when you've gotten into the rhythm of the game. So I'm curious if you have any pointers on as far as how to tackle that challenge.
As an action game, I think a lot of people want that sort of next level challenge, another way to use their abilities in a new type of environment. This mode does that by putting you at the high speed, but we also have multiple difficulties. We have an easy mode for people who want to experience what that's like. but maybe are not in tune with that sort of high difficulty that's accompanied with this stuff. But then we have a casual normal mode as well. And then we have, after beating those modes, we can unlock an EX mode, which takes up to a hard level where damage is multiplied and keeps you at that high BPM throughout the entire time.
But there already was a post-game challenge when Hi-Fi Rush launched. It was the Rhythm Tower mode. You mentioned that briefly earlier. That's the one where you face just increasingly difficult combat. So how has that evolved with the power-up, tower-up mode?
So the Rhythm Tower mode was kind of like a very curated experience. And while it was very challenging, you can prepare, go in and sort of customize your character, know what you're getting into. And in this mode, we flip it to the almost opposite end. Chai starts off downgraded. We actually remove all your abilities, and you have to earn them back by fighting waves of randomized enemy sets. And after every wave of enemies, you get to choose from a series of power-ups that can gradually increase your stats. Each of these upgrades comes with either bonus or negative modifiers as well to the gameplay, so you can take more risks or less risks depending on which upgrades you pick. And again, those upgrades are randomized each level, so you really kind of have to have an understanding of the systems and not quite master them, but have a good grasp if you want to go in and come out on top.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it was a really packed trailer. There was a lot of information in there. It's a chonky update. So what else have you got for us? Because I feel like there's more on the table there.
Yeah, so by playing in the two modes, you unlock these rewards through these challenges that are connected to these two modes. And in those rewards are things like accessories for Chai and new costumes for Chai 808, and even as well as fan favorite Corsica. We have new modes for the photo mode as well. Things like new filters. We have new poses for the characters. We have stickers that you can place on the photos now. And then there are some extra hidden secrets that we don't want to give away right now, which, as you know from our game, we like to hide in there and we like people to find, which is always fun. And then in conjunction with this release, we're also releasing a separate costume pack, which is a kind of take on what the characters would look like if maybe this game took place in a different time period.
Ooh, a little tease. I like
Yes,
that.
and there's some really fun-looking stuff in there, so.
Well, thank you again so much for coming out all the way from Japan to Showcase Extended, John.
I'm super glad to be here.
That's all we have to share about the new update for Tango Gameworks' Hi-Fi Rush coming soon. Now it's time for us to return to the second era of Tamriel and the Elder Scrolls Online. ZeniMax Online Studios debuted the trailer for their upcoming expansion at Showcase, and today they're here to break that trailer down for us. Let's hear what the team has to say about the Necrom expansion for Elder Scrolls Online.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the Xbox Showcase. I'm Rich Lambert, the creative director on Elder Scrolls Online.
And I'm CJ Greb, I'm the project art director for Elder Scrolls Online.
One of the really interesting things about Elder Scrolls Online is it's different than really any other game out there. It's not your typical level-gated world. Go anywhere, you can explore in any order you want to.
You really can hop in at any moment, play with anybody, you can play any part of the game.
And any story.
And of course, I mean, we're on Xbox Game Pass, you know, the biggest open world RPG on Xbox. And if you're at all a fan of Elder Scrolls, you can go places that you maybe have never gone before in an Elder Scrolls game.
And do things that you've never been able to do. There's so many different activities to participate in. You know,
housing.
We've got lore hunting and antiquities, right? There's the dungeons and the trials.
And you can, of course, always revisit lands that you've been to before. We've got Skyrim, Morrowind.
Yeah, and they're different times. You know, we're almost 1,000 years in the past.
Come in by yourself, come in with friends, but don't worry that you're ever not going to have something to do because there are adventures everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
We had an awesome trailer during the showcase. Necrom, Hermaeus Mora.
Yeah.
What's it all about, Rich?
Hermaeus Mora is this Daedric god of knowledge. He's not good, he's not evil. He is just focused on cataloging the world and collecting everything he possibly can to study. And what you kind of see in the trailer is Mora kind of always on guard, always looking over and watching what's kind of going on. And you get to see some nostalgia in there as well from the Dragonborn DLC in Skyrim with the yellow-green skies.
The vast inky sea, the stacks of books.
I'll still never forget the first time you showed us the initial concepts for everything made out of books. And I remember looking at that going, oh my God, how are we going to do this? How is this going to run? And
We always try to honor the past, right? Because when we go back to areas that people who play Elder Scrolls games have played, they know these lands. We want them to feel like they're coming home, right? But we have the chance to add a little into the mix.
The art team was able to really play with kind of cool, unique monsters.
Yeah, we were given some great places to go for new monsters in the zone. We were looking at making a creature that would kind of freeze you in terror as soon as you saw it, and a creature that has a deeper connection to the overall story of the zone.
We've also got the Tavani Peninsula, kind of the Morrowind vibe.
It's always fun to go back to this part of Tamriel because it's one of the most imaginative and sort of like visually expressive things that has ever been created for an Elder Scrolls world. And then, of course, Necrom City itself.
This ancient city that, is rumored to have been built, even before the Tribunal was even established.
Right.
Being able to play with that and look at that architecture and this ancient city of the dead.
And you guys gave us a new class to do.
The Arcanist draws their powers from Hameas Mora. We really challenged ourselves and the team to make something that didn't feel like anything else that we have built.
Everything we've been talking about sounds amazing, but when do we actually get to play it?
Necrom launches on Xbox June 20th, and we can't wait for everybody to get in there and see this amazing content that we've created.
Thanks, everyone, for watching us during the showcase and watching us today. Lots of exciting stuff coming for ESO in the future. We'll see you in Tamriel.
IBS World News
番組をご覧の皆様、こんにちは。エグゾプライマルディレクターの平岡です。まずはじめに、3月に開催しました第1回オープンベータテストに多くのエグゾファイターの皆様にご参加いただきました。アンケートや SNS を通じてたくさんのフィードバックをいただいております。今後の開発に活用させていただきます。ご協力ありがとうございました。さて、カプコンショーケースはご覧いただけましたでしょうか。その中で発表しましたが、第2回オープンベータテストの開催が決定しました。詳しい日程や情報は公式サイトをご覧ください。それではここからは番組をご覧の皆様に新情報を紹介します。まずはサベージガントレットという新たなモードです。サベージガントレットは内容が毎週切り替わる特別なミッションに5人で挑む、世界中のファイターとクリアタイムを競うというモードになっています。ディノサバイバルとは違い、出現する恐竜やフィールドが遊ぶたびには変化せず、全世界のプレイヤーが同じ内容のミッションに挑みます。今回は恐竜が出現する位置にあらかじめトリプルスレッドを設置しています。出現してきたらこのようにスカイウェーブのグラビトンケージと合わせて起爆、一網打尽にできました。ミッションは画面上部に表示されている恐竜の討伐なのですが、サベージガントレットでは目標以外の恐竜が出現することが少なくありません。もちろん討伐せずに無視することもできますが、ミッション達成の妨げになる可能性があります。倒すか倒さないかはプレイヤーの作戦次第です。目標を達成したら次のミッションへ。ゲームの流れはディノサバイバルと同じなので、すんなり遊べると思います。 何やら次のミッションに備えてエグゾスーツを着替えているようですね。なるほど。スナイパーネオ層が離れた位置に多く出現するのでビジラントに着替えたようですね。フレームネオ層も出現するのでフロストロックで動きを止めて集中攻撃のチャンスも作り出せますね。また一列に並んだ恐竜もブレードで足止めしてから倒す作戦のようです。道中では大型恐竜が複数体出現することも。サベージガントレットはエンドコンテンツに相当するモードなので基本的にはミッションの難易度は高く設定されています。モジュールの強化、組み合わせはもちろんチームメンバーのスーツ構成などよーく考えて挑んでみてください。サベージガントレットをクリアするとこのようにクリアタイムが表示されます。その後自分のクリアタイムがどの程度だったかランクによる評価がされます。次はバリアントスーツを紹介します。バリアントスーツはデフォルトのエグゾスーツとは異なる性質の武器を装備しており戦い方が変化したスーツです。デフォルトのデッドアイはアサルトライフルを装備していますがデッドアイアルファバーストファイヤーはショットガンとバースト射撃を切り替えられるバトルライフルを装備しています。敵との距離に応じて射撃を切り替えながら戦います。他のバリアントスーツも特別にちょっとだけお見せしますね。ゼファーアルファエナジーチャクラン、バラージュアルファロケットホップ、ビジラントアルファマークスマン、ロードブロックアルファフォートレスシールド、村雨アルファフロストブレイブ、クリーガーアルファチャージショットガン、リッチドクターアルファデュアリティビーム、スカイウェーブアルファサンダークラップ、ニンバスアルファダブルバレル、バリアントスーツは発売後のタイトルアップデートで遊べるようになります。エグゾプライマルは発売後も定期的にアップデートを行っていきます。シーズンごとに新たなゲームコンテンツを追加していきますのでご期待ください。本日はありがとうございました。それではウォーゲームでお会いしましょう。レッツマッシブ。
It's great to see the dedication from the team at Capcom and how they're building Exoprimal in partnership with the community. Gaming has the power to immerse us in worlds and perspectives we'd never otherwise experience. We can fight dinosaurs, transport to a dystopian future, explore the universe, and conjure magic. And we get to do this together, no matter where we are on the planet, the language we speak, what we look like, or our physical abilities. That is why it is both an absolute imperative and an incredible opportunity that games represent all of us. That is why we created the ID at Xbox Developer Acceleration Program to help underrepresented creators and stories in the industry shine. We call it DAP. DAP already includes more than 100 emerging developers, and they've launched 30 incredible games like A Space for the Unbound, Validate, and HOA. And there are many, many more in the works. Let's take a look at these amazing games coming up next from ID at Xbox's Developer Acceleration Program.
call from my good friend Jorg Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator. He told me about this once-in-a-lifetime, out-of-this-world opportunity. So I'm here in Budapest, the capital of Hungary. Jorg, he's around here somewhere. Let's go find him. Jorg!
Hey, Paris! It's great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Thanks for coming to Budapest.
Of course. What am I doing here?
I'll tell you on the way. We have a boat to catch.
A boat?
Yep.
We don't have a plane?
Nope. Come on, Paris.
Jorg, what is this place? What kind of aircraft are you storing in here?
Ha, dude, it's much cooler than that. All right, Paris, are you ready for this?
You know I'm ready for this.
All right, let's go. Welcome to the world of Dune.
This is incredible.
Come on, I want you to meet someone. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you, man?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Paris, I would like to introduce Patrice Vermette, Academy Award-winning production designer of Dune.
It is very nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan of Dune. Now, Patrice, can you tell me, what is this place?
Well, this is the warehouse where we actually keep most of the props and the set deck elements that we used on Dune Part 1 and Part 2.
Now, Jorg, how did all this get started?
So it goes back to November 2021. Dune had just hit the movie theaters worldwide, and we got a call from Legendary, and they had the idea that we bring an ornithopter into Microsoft Flight Simulator. And me being a lifelong science fiction reader and fan, a big, huge fan of the Frank Herbert books, how could I say no?
Okay, now it makes sense after seeing the trailer at the Xbox showcase. I understand why you brought me here.
You guys want to take a look? Because we actually do have a couple of ornithopters here if you want to see. You want to take a look?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Look at this. It's a one-on-one real-sized ornithopter. It's amazing.
Sure, thank you. Denis likes things to be plausible, so that's why they were built to look military, rugged, and stealth.
Now, here's the most important question. Were they built to fly?
Funny you mentioned, because I've been asked that question on a couple of occasions. No, they don't fly. They are heavy. They're 11 tons.
So, Jorg, you had to get this working in the game. How did you do this in Flight Sim?
Yeah, it was actually interesting. So in general, ornithopters can fly and do fly. This particular one, given that it weighs 11 tons, that's going to be a little bit harder, specifically because it's not really doing the ornithopter bird flap. It does oscillation of the blades. And we currently don't have the material science to get the thrust and the lift. But on Arrakis, I think this is absolutely possible. And in Flight Sim, we made it work.
Patrice, we're here. Can we go in?
Absolutely. All right, let's do it. Normally we'd go in through the climbing up the landing gear, but this will do.
Yeah, so what's cool about this, Paris, is that all those buttons are actually realistically hooked up to the system. Master engine switch, what you're doing there above those, the red, are basically all the lights.
And as you notice, it's all analog because in the world of Dune, there's no thinking machines. Thinking machines have been illegal for 10,000 years.
Yeah, that was actually fascinating when we implemented it. Because it's a science fiction, we thought, oh, it's glass cockpits, everything is going to be computerized. Like, none of it. This is a very practical helicopter, almost like from the 1960s.
So, Jorg, in the first movie, the Thopter was able to do a lot of cool moves and maneuvers. You're going to be able to reproduce that in Flight Sim?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, the really cool design that you guys came up with is each blade is independently controlled. So each blade has its own lift and thrust. And that means it can go from a really stable hover to a steep dive and back to a glide instantaneously. I would just say thank you that you designed such an awesome and realistic machine, because that's what we do. We bring realistic machines to life. But if you want to see a little bit more about the game design,
absolutely,
I have something for you.
Absolutely, I'd love to see.
All right, so the setup for this expansion is that you are a Atreides pilot on Arrakis flying an ornithopter. Here is what we built. We basically built this section of Arrakis. Here's the capital city of Arkin. Here's a botanical garden, we have that as well. And the first thing we do is we train you up. The fast takeoff, fast landing, and then the deep dive. And then we take you to some of the extreme locations, like the bow of the cliff, the hole in the rock, the red chasm. You really have to show your pilot skills. And then, towards the end, then there's a secret mission, which I can't talk about today, but that basically wraps up the experience. It's gonna be great.
Super exciting. Hey.
It was great to see you again.
Paris, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. All right, Jorg, where to next?
Well, I don't know what they eat on Arrakis, but this is Budapest, and I hear they have excellent goulash. I know a place.
Well, let's go.
Lies of P is a thrilling Souls-like that takes the story of Pinocchio, turns it on its head, and sets it against the darkly elegant backdrop of the Belle Epoque era.
Finally, we meet.
You are awakened by a mysterious voice.
Can you hear me?
You must adapt yourself and your weapons to face untold horrors, untangle the unfathomable secrets of the city's elites, and choose whether to confront predicaments with the truth or weave lies to overcome them on the journey to find yourself. You are able to create your own weapon through the combination of these blades and handles. Of the hundreds of possible combinations with different respective appearances, performances, attack motions, and patterns, each and every blade and handle has its distinctive Fable Arts. Fable Arts is a special combat skill that can be casted by consuming Fable slots. Fable slots can be charged again through combat. Select your own special skills to vanquish your enemies. The Legion Arm is a prosthetic on P's left arm. The Legion Arm can exhibit special abilities by consuming the Legion Gauge, providing you an eclectic combat experience. So, puppets are all there are? I highly doubt that. You'll have to face all sorts of monsters, puppets only being one of them. You're not quite done yet. Bone-chilling bosses await you. If a boss seems too intimidating, you might want to get help from a Spectre. In boss matches, you can summon a Spectre that will assist you in battle. With a bit of help, you will be able to defeat bosses with more ease. The P organ is a system that allows you to upgrade your character. Use quartz to optimize P to your liking. Within the P organ, you can select which slots to unlock depending on your preference. There will be times when you will be confronted with choices where you can give comfort to others in sorrow or despair by lying, or you can choose to tell the truth. Carve your own path. Meet Lies of P on Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Game Pass, coming to you this September 19th.
At the heart of Hellblade is our ambition to sink you into Senua's world and story. To do this, it's critical that we make it as easy as possible for you to suspend your disbelief. One key method of achieving this is our use of performance capture.
What I want to achieve on stage is to get the best performance and best storytelling from the actors, and then to get that into the game as faithfully as possible. I want to see what I saw on stage in the game.
It's time to find out. Why are they watching?
It's time to find. When we were shooting the scene from the Xbox showcase, it was quite a somber mood on set, because that was one of our moments in the game where it's just Senua and the Furies, and we have an opportunity to connect with the player one-on-one.
Where are they? Where are you? What do they want? I don't like it. I'm scared. This is too bad.
At this point in Senua's journey, she's had her confidence eroded. There's a lot of doubt, and she needs to find within herself a spark of hope, that strength that she has, in order to continue on.
Everything I've done has led me to this place. We've come so far.
While this scene is relatively simple, the scale and complexity of our performance capture has multiplied to meet our creative ambitions on Hellblade 2.
Alright, I'm back, man.
We shot the first
Listen,
in the
I couldn't not do this now. I needed this damn thing fixed, but yeah, so what I'm gonna do, sadly for y'all, because I know y'all already watched all this, but I didn't watch it. I was hearing it, but now I gotta go back. I don't know how far back. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go back to, and I guess like I heard like the Elder Scrolls and certain things. I guess I'll just skip over that for y'all, and I could watch that all on my own time. But I'm gonna go back to the Squanch games. Squanch. Oh no, damn! I passed all that. My bad. Yeah, this is where we was at before I was rudely interrupted, and I guess I could just edit out
the world you think you live in.
That whole part. But anyway,
It's a pantomime.
see, most of y'all said, "Yeah, I'm out of here." It happens, man.
And if you got a glimpse behind
Unexpected interruptions. What can you do?
you'll discover
But yeah.
the darkness. And once perceived,
So this was.
it will.
Oh yeah. I saw this. This was that steampunk game. So let's go to Avowed.
Original games will recognize some of the parts of the world and some of the factions. The Adirian Empire plays pretty heavily into the world of Avowed, so all of that will be familiar to returning players.
We do start to see some of that Pillars universe now in the Avowed.
I know I was up to this too. Like I saw some of this.
So far, but can you confirm one thing for me? Are we still in Aora?
We're still in Aora, and specifically we're in a region called the Living Land.
Anyway,
so again, returning
hey, y'all could talk about it. Listen, if y'all saw the Hi-Fi Rush, what y'all thought of that before we even get to it. And remember, I'm still gonna watch other things after this, a few other game trailers and stuff.
Unique visual perspective, and it's a wonderful frontiersy spot that's set for adventure. There's a lot that's undiscovered, and so that's the part of Aora that we're introducing players to in Avowed.
And we also see a character talking to us in the trailer. He seems like he might be a companion, because that would be a very Obsidian thing to do. So what's going on with that?
Yes, this is
The fact that we got
first companions you meet in the game.
High on Life and Hi-Fi Rush, updates is awesome. Because those are good ass games. That it's like, yeah, keep, games be taking years now to make sequels, so I'll be wanting DLC for games.
And as he's talking to us, he's
Like, I wouldn't be surprised Tears of the Kingdom gets some DLC announced in the next Nintendo Direct.
But it's not like the heroes are the only powerful beings in this universe. So I'm curious.
Which I ain't worried about right now. I still gotta get through the main game.
As the player character, are we a watcher again, like in Pillars 1 and 2, or maybe we have some connections to the spirit realm and beyond that gives?
And I like the way this game looks a lot. Like, you know what it is? I like color. Like, I would have been upset if it was just all brown. We went through that era of brown games on the 360, so I love seeing games with color. So I love the fact that Gears of War even has a bunch of color now. It's not just, you know, gray and brown. That's that Unreal Engine 3 aesthetic.
That's another bit of detail that we get within the trailer. We see a very concerning growth on a lot of the creatures in the world. What can you tell us about this plague?
I can't say too much just yet, except that it is a unique soul plague that is devouring the living lands, and part of the player's mission in being sent here is to investigate and try to stop it.
We also saw a lot of combat in the
Top
trailer.
messages. I want all messages, man.
We see swords, we see just a ton of abilities. A lot that actually is really reminiscent of the Pillars universe too, but those were isometric top-down view games.
And there's a lot of particle effects in this game. Oh, new updates for Hi-Fi Rush coming up later, it says.
Kind of fantasy combat, but in the first person for Avowed.
So we wanted to take that same depth and breadth.
I like that they do this though every year. You know, this is, listen, Nintendo did a lot of things for the gaming industry, obviously through actual games, but when they made Nintendo Directs, people talk mad shit, but I'm glad everybody does them now. We got Xbox Developer Directs, Xbox Showcase, so we could get shows whenever. And then obviously you got State of Plays and, you know, PlayStation Showcases. Later, Jack Gates, I appreciate you coming through. But yeah, like, it's cool that we get these updates all the time. And obviously Nintendo, you know, after their E3 digital events, they would do the, you know, Treehouse Live. And this is like Treehouse Live in a way. Obviously, Treehouse Live is way more gameplay heavy because they're actually sitting down on the couch playing games. That still makes it, you know, the cooler out of the two. But I like that we get this too. And now you get to see updates on the games that already exist, you know, which is cool. And I think there was some announcement there because I saw some game there that looked crazy when I glanced. So I'm ready to see what that is.
Every inch of the living lands. Well, thank you again so much for being here, Carrie. This has been so insightful and fun.
Thank you, Tina. This has been a pleasure.
That was just a taste of what you can expect from Obsidian Entertainment when Avowed lands next year on Xbox, PC, and Game Pass.
Next year. What the hell is that? She got a braid? Hold up, is that a mechanical braid? Is that, no, that's real hair. You better protect that. The First Descendant. Unreal Engine 5. This is a new game, right? World premiere. Oh, damn. It looks like, what's the name of the game from Shinji Mikami? The shooting game when you would grind on the floor. It's right there, the name of it. They didn't have a V in the name. But it reminds me of like a next generation version of that. What was the name of that damn game? It was from the creator of Resident Evil, yeah. Oh, you could climb on the mechs. So this game been out and they just a beta test last year. Oh, so they did a test last year. I think this looks cooler than that Exo Primal that's coming out from Capcom, and that don't look bad either. I actually got that installed already, so I can give that a try. Oh, who getting a diamond cutter? Oh, she looked like a PNO3. Oh, you GameCube guys, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Captured on Xbox Series X. They've been transparent a lot. I like that when they tell you what you're seeing the thing on.
다양한 컨셉의
Damn.
사용할 예정이며 후기 아이템을 통해 가성을
Guyver.
뽐낼 수 있도록
Oh, they got their character models is cool as hell. You got some grapple hook right here.
조작에 따른 회전과 이동 시 가속 감속을 지원하여 조작의 재미를 훨씬 더 즐겨할 수 있습니다. 이 밖에도 피드백을 반영하여
It's a beautiful looking game, can't lie. Like,
UI와 UX를 지속적으로
well, it is Unreal Engine 5, so as expected, right?
시스템도 개발 중에
Now, I don't think that means nothing, because I feel like it's always still going to be, you know, based on the artist, the developer, what they do with it. An engine can only work so much magic.
마지막으로 여러분께서 가장 기다리실 소식을 전해드리겠습니다. 현재 저희는 연내 출시를 목표로 하고 있으며 그에 앞서 8월 엑스박스 시리즈 X와 S를 포함한 콘솔과 PC에서 크로스플레이 베타 테스트를 진행할 예정입니다. 베타 테스트는 8월 20일
Crossplay beta.
8월 28일까지 일주일간
I love crossplay.
오늘부터 공식 홈페이지를 통해 신청하실 수 있으니 플레이어분들의 많은 참여를 부탁드리겠습니다. Be the first descendants.
So it's still in beta, August 22nd. In-game footage. Oh, this is the side-scrolling co-op game.
We honestly started with the idea of making a game that was hopeful, that it was a triumph for the human spirit.
Something that had a lot of replay ability. Something that you
Nice
can,
art style.
really
They're going for
explore.
something with a lot of replayability, they said.
As we want to explore. Towerborn is that game.
Yeah, this is Towerborn. That the other game with the climbing, I don't know if they're gonna show it here. They should though.
Action RPG. It's a co-op game. You can play it online. You can play it on a couch with your friends and family. Everybody's moving through the world map together.
Nice.
The players move out and start breadcrumbing.
Online and couch co-op. I say nice because if the online go away, you can still play the damn game co-op at least in the future, locally.
Come out of that with resources and crafting items.
You don't got to worry about it, you know, just not existing like Knockout City because there's no bots, there's no, you know, computers that you could play against. So the game is just now
is
non-existent.
The player's safe haven and humanity's safe haven. The player can customize their appearance, their loadout, talk to all these different NPCs.
The world itself is a mix of 3D and 2D. We definitely wanted to have that kind of beautiful background.
3D and 2D.
Animated movies.
And I like it because you get the rolling hills. Beautiful art style. Beautiful art style.
Humanity is clinging to hope and clinging to this power.
Duke said they sold me on Towerborn. Dude, and that's the thing. They don't even really got to sell you on it. You can just play it on Game Pass, you know, so. But I know what you mean. Like, now you, like, yeah, I want to download it and play it. Me too. Like, I want to play it. We should definitely, you know, play this game.
Kind of just amplified its fun the moment you added another player. All of the
I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't want to. This orange juice is goddamn soury, bro. Like, not, it's good, but it should taste soury. But, like, I don't want to play none of these games in single player. I want to play them all in co-op. Even when I play Redfall, I'm gonna be like, "Hey guys, anybody want to play Redfall?" You know. This is beautiful, dude, and the character models are mad nice. Variety. That's what I said about this Xbox show. Like, they had so much variety. But they've been doing that for years now, and that's Game Pass for you.
When we started Stoic, we decided let's just.
How many characters is there in this game, or do you create a character?
We want to play. We had to find the right relationship with a publisher, and I think we found that with.
Not gonna spoil you anything, but I can't wait until you watch the part they're currently on. Oh man! Damn! You got me hyped now, and I know you're not talking about the hi-fi part because that's about to come out. Stoic. Once in a blue moon. Gotta. What I look like a Godzilla Ninja Turtle on the wall. That was Fallout 76? Could have fooled me. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll jump ahead a little bit on this. I know I'm never going to catch up, but I'm not trying to catch up. I'm just like, it's Fallout 76. Here we go. Arcade Challenge update. Oh, the arcade ain't there right now. Trust me, I was just playing this. Defeat enemies, crack into the beat, higher. It's mad fast right here. Hi-fi, cutting edge. A new rhythm tower. Dude, I'm not that good at being to the beat in this game, honestly. Like, I actually wrote that in the chat. Like, green tea. Well, you're not that late because I'm late now. I'm behind. I had an interruption, so I had to, you know, entertain them basically. 808 looks. Dude, I got so many looks. Like, it's crazy. Like those super moves, I rarely do them. I usually do just the regular ones. Oh snap! They were in like, I don't know, like a super low poly model.
We've just seen a new trailer for updates coming to Hi-Fi Rush called Arcade Challenge Update. No joke, there's literally exclamation points in there. That's not just me. So here to explain.
I'm just happy y'all stuck around, man, during my interruption. I appreciate that.
Really glad to be here.
Cause I literally debated, man, should I stop
They have to be
and
in
just
there.
come back? And I was like, nah, I'm just gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Well, Hi-Fi Rush is such a stylish game in general.
I'm not even gonna edit that out. I'm just leave it in. It happened. Real life. It happens.
In the developer direct earlier this year. But making a brand new IP is always a bit of a risk. Your studio's known for kind of scarier games like The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo.
Dude, Hi-Fi Rush is scary now. I'm just playing.
This type of game is something I just always wanted to make personally, and I just thought music and action work so well together. And
Are her name? Are her nails different game names or like? I saw they were mad different colors.
Making fun games. It doesn't have to be about a certain genre. We're not about making one specific thing.
And fortunately, there's plenty more of that content to come because we just saw an absolutely jam-packed trailer. So I'd love for your help in breaking down all the details, all the stuff going on.
Oh, nah, they different Xbox symbols. That's
So bear
cool.
with me. Everything in this mode is unlockable once you finish the game, and you'll
Oh, I finished the game. I'm going through it on hard.
accessing it. You get two new modes. One is called BPM Rush mode, which takes the gameplay up to like higher speeds than we've ever done in the main game.
All right, so turbo mode.
Power Up, which is a new sort of randomized spin on the rhythm tower mode.
And the game is fast as it is. And this is a tower mode, which is like a kind of like a boss rush mode.
New enemies, and then there's special attacks.
And new enemies, special attacks.
System for unlocking upgrades and rewards.
New upgrades.
That's what I can think of right now.
I love that there's so much to.
That's it? That's what you're gonna tell us?
But let's rewind. Let's talk about just BPM Rush for now.
Sure.
It was described in the trailer as effectively Hi-Fi Rush's equivalent of a turbo mode. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, early on, the team was like, how fast can we go? And in the game, we kind of settled at, about a max 160 BPM. But this mode really takes it up to 200 BPM. But we sort of
Damn.
in there. It's a gradual upgrade until it eventually gets so fast, you just gotta sort of think on your feet.
Oh, that's the meter right there, BPM.
In the combat of the game.
I personally love that
Beats
there's a lot
per
of
minute?
accessibility settings in the game too. It makes it so that you can adjust the game to your own comfort level. But this is a post-game challenge. It's
I wish they would come out with an official theme
of the game
for the series, like the console, because this game is so beautiful looking.
As an action game, I think a lot of people want that sort of.
You said, oh cool, we can both catch up. Yeah, basically.
Abilities in a new type of
Because I'm a bit
environment.
behind.
This one does that by putting you at the high speed. But we also have multiple difficulties. We have an easy mode for people who want to experience what that's like, but maybe are not in tune with that sort of high difficulty that's accompanied with this stuff. But then we have a casual normal mode as well. And then we have, after beating those modes, we can unlock an EX mode, which takes up to a hard level where damage is multiplied and keeps you at that high BPM throughout the entire time.
But there already was a post-game challenge when Hi-Fi Rush launched. It was the Rhythm Tower mode. You mentioned that briefly earlier. That's the one where you face just increasingly difficult combat. So how has that evolved with the Power Up Tower mode?
So the Rhythm Tower mode was kind of like a very curated experience. And while it was very challenging, you can prepare, go in and sort of customize your character, know what you're getting into. And in this mode, we flip it to the almost opposite end. Chai starts off.
I don't think I ever even did that rhythm challenge mode they talking about that was in the base game.
Waves of randomized enemy sets. And after every wave of enemies,
Because I just always went back and played the missions since you could just pick them.
Gradually increase your stats. Each of these upgrades comes with either bonus or negative modifiers as well to the gameplay.
That's
so you
crazy.
Take more risks or less risks depending on which upgrades you pick. And again, those upgrades are randomized each level, so you really kind of have to have an understanding of the systems and not quite master them, but have
No, matter of fact, I think I did. I think that's what Corsica does in her section.
It's a chunky update. So what else have you got for us? Because I feel like there's more on the table there.
Yeah, so by playing in the two modes,
Chunky
you unlock
update.
these rewards through these challenges that are connected to these two modes. And in these rewards are things like accessories for Chai and new costumes for Chai 808, and even as well as fan favorite Corsica. We have new modes for the photo mode as well. Things like new filters. We have new poses for the characters.
That's the one thing with the photo mode, you can make a cool theme for your console.
Secrets that we don't want to give away right now.
Because my background is a picture I took.
It's always fun. And then, in conjunction with this release, we're also releasing a separate costume pack, which is a kind of take on what the characters would look like if maybe this game took place in a different time period.
Oh, so that's the old school look they showed at the end that they teased.
Stuff in there, so.
Well, thank you again so much for coming out all the way from Japan to showcase Extended, John.
I'm super glad to be here.
That's all we have to share about the new update for Tango Gameworks' Hi-Fi Rush.
She said all the way from Japan.
Return to the second era of Tamriel and the Elder Scrolls Online. ZeniMax Online Studios debuted the trailer.
Alright, so that's more Elder Scrolls. That's an update for that. What's this? What's this? Kinetic Games. Old camera. Oh, so this game has already been out on PC probably. Unless it was a mobile game, because it said it's coming to consoles. Real ghost hunting equipment. How is this a 4-player game? What you doing? Just hiding and running and scared? Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia.
IBS World News.
Alright, so it's Exoprimal. I've seen a ton of this. I got this game installed already. I ain't worried about this one. July 14th.
It's great to see the dedication from the team at Capcom and how they're building Exoprimal in partnership with the community. Gaming has the power to immerse us in worlds and perspectives we'd never otherwise experience. We can fight dinosaurs, transport to a dystopian future, explore the universe.
Every time you see Cyberbond, I always say this every year, you know you're about to see a bunch of games.
Where we are on the planet, the language we speak, what we look like, or our physical abilities. That is why it is both an absolute imperative and an incredible opportunity that games represent all of us. That is why we created the ID at Xbox Developer Acceleration Program to help underrepresented creators and stories in the industry shine. We call it DAP. DAP already includes more than 100 emerging developers, and they've launched 30 incredible games. like A Space for the Unbound, Validate, and Hoa. And there are many.
I only know Hoa. I don't know none of the other
Let's
ones.
take a look at these amazing games coming up next from ID Xbox.
Hell yeah, let's go. Some new games. ID Xbox always gives me something to play. Oh, my mermaid game. That's right. I forgot about my mermaid game, yo. I've been waiting for that game for a while now. I feel like we've been seeing that game for like 2 years. Oh, it's a drag fighting game. That's crazy. Stray Gods role-playing musical. Sonzai, this looks sick. Slime Heroes. That looks cool too. Yeah. Nayad. I don't know how you say it, but that game looks so beautiful. I'm waiting for that for a minute. Oh, a puzzle game. Cool. Watson. Despelote. Island of Wings. Psychroma. El Paso Elsewhere. Oh, it's Max Payne. I've seen that game before. It might have been like in a beta or something. I think I saw it before. Goddamn Paris. So it's Flight Simulator.
Friend York Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, he told me about this once-in-a-lifetime, out-of-this-world opportunity. So I'm here.
Damn, what time of day is it here?
Hungry. York?
All right, let's jump ahead a bit. Oh, they're talking about the Dune. Oh, they got a real ship? The movie ship?
Yeah, it was actually interesting. So in general, ornithopters can fly and do fly.
Indeed. That's what Digital Green Tea just screamed out.
That's going to be a little bit harder, specifically because it's not really doing the ornithopter bird flap. It does oscillation of the blades. And we currently don't have the material science to get the thrust and the lift. But on Arrakis, I think this is absolutely possible. In Flight Sim, we made it work.
Patrice, we're here. Can we go in?
Absolutely. Hey, let's do it. Normally we'd go in through the...
That's insane how they just built this, even though it's never gonna fly. I mean, I get why they do it, so the movie can look real. Like he said, the wings are fake.
All those buttons are actually realistically hooked up to the system. Master engine switch, what you're doing there above those, the red, are basically all the lights.
That's cool. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Oh. Go Meko? Oh. So you roll as a ball. Oh, this is crazy. I definitely want to play this already. Dude. Oh, he's a mech. Now I can see it. This music sounds like it could be straight out of Splatoon or something. The fact that you grinding and all that, like, that's so crazy. Coming 2024. Game Pass. That spider looks sick. That looks sick. Lies of P. I got this installed already, the demo, so we could keep it moving. He said, "Oh snap!" He leaned forward. No, that game looked crazy. I don't even remember the name of it. I couldn't even make it out. Whatever it was called.
As easy as possible for you to suspend your disbelief. One key method of achieving this is our use of performance.
Oh, it's called Go Mecha Ball? Oh, wait. Oh, we getting some Hellblade. Capturing performance. They said they finished all this. He had a Lauryn Hill shirt on.
to get the best performance and best storytelling from the actors, and then to get that into the game as faithfully as possible. I want to see what I saw on stage in the game. When we were shooting the scene from the Xbox showcase, it was quite a somber mood on set, because that was one of our moments in the game where it's just Senua and the Furies, and we have an opportunity to connect with the player one-on-one.
Where are you?
But for a showcase, it's like
At this point in Senua's journey,
people gonna connect with that when they playing the game more than, you know, putting that little piece in the showcase. They had to make it action packed for people to count it.
Of hope, that strength that she has in order to continue on.
Everything I've done has led me to this place.
And people are like, that's not real gameplay. I'm like, that's the power of the Series X.
Multiplied to meet our creative ambitions on Hellblade 2.
People just gotta admit it. The game is so impressive, you can't even believe it.
In the new studio, we have a custom-built mocap space which has pretty much everything we could have dreamed of. We've got projectors, so we can recreate sets on the ground if we need to. We've got loads of props that we have.
It's goddamn,
available to us at any
you know, Avatar and stuff.
sets.
I remember coming in to interview and seeing the setup down there, and immediately being impressed by the clear commitment that had been made to underpinning great true-to-life performance with great quality data. So we've got a lot more.
So she's gonna be interacting with a lot of characters, because I mean, there's a lot of people around her. I mean, we saw a little bit of that in the last trailer, not this one that they just showed before, you know, at the showcase, but the one before that.
With our setup, we can push even further on our ambition of bringing through as much
That's the fighting, you could tell.
as possible into the game, even down to
So
the most nuanced of movements.
So when you've got a optical system like ours,
like the motion capture is clearly being used for the fighting and all of that.
so we can see
Oh yeah, Duke said Sunno definitely had a lot of people screaming CGI like crazy.
There's no need to push the action overact. You can just be your character.
Are you here now?
What we want is the best performance possible, the best immersion possible for the player, and that's why we go to these lengths.
Like that green light in her face while she's acting, like I know that gave her a headache multiple times.
What do you want me to do?
With performance capture being at the heart of our character movement, our props and staging had to facilitate our vision.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but there is going to be a boat in the game. That boat will have several characters on board. We wanted to be able to capture the motion of a boat across multiple characters simultaneously, and we, for the first time, had space to be able to construct a proper rig for this. So we had a platform which could be moved in any number of ways to create that kind of pitch and yaw and roll that you would get on the ocean. And we got our actors up onto this boat and captured scene with high waves and a
That's
storm,
crazy.
and we got incredible data from it. Really, really amazing. The most important part of my role is to make sure that story gets told, and having these wonderful actors we're working with bring their talents to bear on these characters has been such an amazing experience.
2024. Next year we'll get the blowout with all the gameplay and all of that stuff. And by all the gameplay, I mean seeing the fighting mechanics, seeing, you know, level design and stuff. This was on Sunday. What the hell was that? That It looked like he was playing on a big Xbox controller. Brazil. I'm like, what else did they have playable there though? From what they showed.
Obrigado.
Australia.
There is so much going on here tonight.
If this was done at the actual time the show was gonna air, what time was that in Australia? Probably like the AM. Like when I saw that the blonde dude, the funny dude in the Starfield trailer, well, you know, in the showcase, you know, that whole Starfield Direct, that ran up to you with the little alfalfa hairdo, like he's basically a throwback character to their previous games, who's always just in love with you, you know, you the player. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That's cool that they, you know, kept that Easter egg still going.
And there's so much excitement for what we're going to be able to deliver going into 2024 and even games in 2024 we haven't talked about yet. So our mission, our strategy,
the Black Series S.
Everybody, no matter where they want to play, how they want to play, and I just feel, you know, a real responsibility, a real privilege, excitement that we get to be the ones to build those games that are going to be at the center of no matter what we do.
I think people be forgetting a lot of times that it be real people who makes this stuff. When they be saying the dumb shit they be saying.
Community manager for Lightyear Frontier. Today, I'll be playing with Kelly, Anita, and Carolina to explore the new multiplayer features Lightyear Frontier has to offer. Today, we should continue building up the
this game is like, to me, it's like the sci-fi Sea of Thieves or something. It's probably not a good example.
Hey, that purple mech looks great.
Thanks. It's my favorite color.
Purple?
The farm looks pretty good with all the
Purple?
road crops.
Yeah, I know, right? And I'm looking forward to making the farm even bigger.
I'm gonna work on making the home look a little bit better, and then I'll come down and help you out.
Great. I'll see you in a bit then. What do you want to focus on gathering, you think? I can get wood to start with. And
Work in
get
progress.
some aluminum. I'll get some stone also then. That should cover a lot of what we need for crafting and building.
Alright, so let's see what was. Oh, I'm almost actually caught up. Unless it's still going, I don't know. ID. Oh yeah, another cry. Like this game looks sick. I watched the trailer of this last night. Little Kitty, Big City. That looks like it got more gameplay than Stray. Stray's supposed to be coming to Series X at some point too. Sea of the Stars. Oh, that's cool. Harold Halibut. That looks amazing. The clay graphics. Neon white. Yeah, we saw this last year, right? Yeah, the card, first person shooter. Night Market. Nickels. The Bookwalker. The Wandering Village. Yeah, I've been seeing this game for years. Did you the Green Tea was the first one who showed me that.
Every year in our showcase, there's one game that kind of pops for me, something I'm very interested in.
Uh-oh.
This year we got to announce 33 Immortals from Thunder Lotus.
Okay.
I'm here now with Stefan and Will to walk through it.
Nah, y'all not doing it right. Y'all should have had 33 people on stage.
We have 33 people online, incredibly excited about this. So we're going to jump in.
Wait, they got 33 people online?
33 Immortals is a co-op action role.
I'm happy they're showing this.
You play a damned soul who must rebel against God.
The Wandering Village.
So there are 3 of us here today on stage, 3 upstairs, and 27 people joining us from Montreal in the studio. Hi, everyone.
We are ready. That's us. Everybody's spawning in.
Wait,
That's us.
so can you...
This is 33-player multiplayer.
Yeah.
Not a normal number of characters for a multiplayer game.
Not a normal number.
Come up with 33 players.
So you can have like a LAN party probably with multiple people all in one area, and then mix it with a bunch of people online. That's crazy.
The medieval poem from Dante Alighieri, written in the 14th century. And this poem has 3 sections: Inferno, Purgatorio, Paradiso. Each section...
Let me ask Green Tea. You hear echo, Green Tea? Or no echo today? Because during the showcase, it was a slight echo. I tried to fix that. So hopefully y'all don't really hear echo in this stream. Not me echoing. The, showcase.
Yeah.
Extended.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge when you try to do that. I love it.
Okay, so no 2 runs are the same.
Even though the characters are small, the animation, like though, you see them like breathing, like it looks cool as hell. Damn, that's a big ass map. Oh, all right. So you got some people up here, people right there, people right there. It looks like it's one person over there by himself. Like, what you doing by yourself over there?
Complete torture chambers.
Complete torture chambers.
Okay.
And we are located at the southwest of Inferno.
Yeah.
And so the closest torture chambers is to the east.
Okay.
So let's go there.
Got it.
Okay, let's continue down south toward the first torture chambers. This one I am.
It's crazy seeing so many people running around like that.
The soundtrack, what's going on? The music's kind of cool.
Thank you. This is Max LL, who's actually done the music on all of our games.
You said there's only a little tiny echo? All right. Don't know why.
Yes. I love the community of...
I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to leave it.
Absolutely. It's always important to be well surrounded and all that. So
it doesn't bother at all? Cool, cool.
Yeah,
I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah,
it was great.
Now, as you can see, this is not Spirit Fair.
No, but like, how do you think about that from a studio standpoint, having such, I would say they're stylized games, but outside of that, very different games.
We're not worried about, genre. Our goal is really to just try and make unique, immersive, creative experiences that players love and
that makes sense, because this is completely different from Spiritfarer.
Yeah.
This guy is getting out of my comfort zone sometimes.
Oh.
All right. What do we do?
So we have completed the torture chamber, so we have achieved the first step.
I got left behind. This is what you're saying.
Good, yeah.
Oh, they're back on us.
Whoa. We're going to face the wrath of God.
It's cool to see the dude who runs the damn console, right, playing video games.
I can't. I have like 0 health. New torture. No, I got to get out of here.
Where are you?
Well, why weren't they in the torture chamber trying to help us? Okay, these rain...
God is getting angry.
Yeah.
What's the circle, though?
Come on!
The 2 circles.
Can you revive me?
Yeah, just stop moving. That's it. One.
Oh, that's why they just like showing like you were in the heat of battle or something.
Oh, this is really fun.
What is this?
Holy fire.
Now we're in holy fire?
The wrath of God.
Okay, I'm ahead of it.
Okay, so we unlock the Ascension battle. So
And you see he was playing well. He didn't get caught by the fire at all.
Yeah.
They were in the fire.
I tried to heal. Don't mind me, the wandering soul.
Save me, please.
I'm like a zombie.
Maybe someone.
It looks like they're playing on the same console. He's playing on a different one. Then you got the 3 people upstairs on a different console. So 3 consoles, like a LAN party probably. And then the rest of them are online. Or maybe they're just all online. Just.
Gonna try to not move.
It's weird.
Okay.
Don't move, and hopefully someone.
I'm just wondering because it's like if you could play with a bunch of people locally and then still connect online, like that's just mad cool to me. Mind blowing actually if you think about
So
it.
this is the last step.
It's my
You
last.
said Jim Ryan would have held the controller. He would have been like this.
Okay. Yeah.
You did it?
Yeah, we did it.
Oh yeah, we did.
He would have been like that. He would have been like this.
So now
My
we
bad.
ascended.
He would have been like this.
Yeah.
That was first chapter of first book. Is that how I should think about it?
Yeah.
It's the first world, so it's Inferno.
Yeah.
Yeah, each region has its whole big set of challenges and
How
everything.
do I hold this thing again?
And
It
it's
would have came with the.
boss fight.
There's some people who actually do game like this though, and that's just the way they hold their controllers, and they just do everything like, what? So the biggest and strongest group that survives fights the final boss, and they're gonna just keep updating that game.
It's a bit of a tease.
I like it. I like it. Well, best of luck to you and the team and everything that's going on.
That looks awesome.
Can't wait for this game to come out. I won't ask for the date because I know that's unfair. But it's great to have in the show and great for you to come down and you got the opportunity to play. So thank you.
Put it through in there. It's also great that it's gonna be in Game Pass.
Thanks for watching Showcase Extended. I love these opportunities to show more about everything that you saw in the showcase itself. Thanks to everybody that supported us, and have a great. Thanks everybody.
Yeah, that 33 players is awesome. All right, so let me get back to this Star Wars. This is what I was on. I was at the table, right? Yeah. I was right here.
K-Vess.
Oh, I know that's loud.
I told you she's fresh, but she's good.
Who's this?
Just a friend. Join us.
Dude, her jacket and
Job was
everything
more
is
complicated
sick.
than you said, Duncan.
No, I ain't mean to do that.
You lived.
I just wanted to put it back in 4K. I knew it wasn't. I could tell.
Hey, these aren't toys. They're investments.
Wait. We haven't met. Don't really know many of you.
And you know, like Starfield, like,
Stealing
you know, for the
illegal
people who want to make the
contrabands,
comparisons
running with
between this and
syndicates.
Starfield, which
I
is a
could
dumb
say
comparison.
you're a threat to the
Just
Empire.
enjoy the good games we getting, man.
But I
We
would
living
have
in the
to
golden
be
age.
smart.
Oh, you got choices and stuff, which is cool.
Thanks.
I'm
I'm
like,
smart enough to get myself out of trouble. You paid.
the fact that Starfield is so big and has so many different moving parts and is graphically as impressive as it is like such a damn
You won't
feat,
make it
you
off
know?
the shower alive.
Like, it's crazy.
Maybe.
All troopers, we have reports of a fugitive
That fast.
Hope. Move to apprehend.
And then you see them landing. Or look like Grand Theft Auto Wanted. But it reminded me of The Wasted.
Not the first time we've outrun the Empire.
Is that circle up there probably how, you know, how hot you are basically? So it's like you gotta get away, cool down.
We need to leave.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like how seamless they made that. It's crazy. It looks insane. It looks insane. And this space looks so dense too with junk, space junk.
Anybody on the sensors now?
Maybe it's just multiple planets in this game where you could come back and revisit. Which is cooler than just having one giant one.
Thanks, I'm working on it.
Like for Star Wars especially, because there's just a lot of variety in the planets. Hey, look at this, all this space junk everywhere.
ND, get us out of here.
Barrel roll. So the barrel roll.
We made it.
The broker. Quest completed. That little thing is definitely cuter than Grogu.
Got your new toy.
And even like BB-8 and stuff.
So, where do we go next?
I feel like Star Wars is always trying to outdo its cuteness now with the creatures they put in it. It looks insane. Oh, damn. Like, this looks insane, dude. Like, it looks like a movie. Like, it could have been a CGI movie.
Coming 2024.
Alright, what's next? Oh yeah, Motorfest, the crew. You know, this is a pretty damn big jump from the crew 2. And they confirmed that they still got the flying in the boats and stuff, which they never show, and I don't know why. When I feel like that's what separates the crew from, you know, Forza Horizon. That's the reason why I always played both. Because they were different enough. And this is still going to be different from the Horizon series, even though it looks a lot like it now. It looks sick. I just don't know why they don't show no other, you know, vehicle. That's so weird, like such a weird choice. I guess they probably like, you know what, we called it Motorfest, so let's just focus on that, on the advertising. But it looks crazy, like the variety, the giant cities. Bikes flying by. September is stacked. It's too much there. Most people gonna be just playing Starfield. That game's gonna be huge. But yeah, Signai. This is another 2D top-down game, but the visuals to this game look just as good as anything.
The residents of the only place we call home.
That's the gameplay right there. That's the gameplay right there. That's the gameplay. Like, I gotta keep saying that because every time I see this game, it's like, it's insane that that's what the game looks like. That's cinematic showing the guy. But it's like, that's the game graphics basically. This is still cinematic. This right here, look, this is the game. Psst. Insane. I've been wanting this game for what, I think I swear it's been over 3 years already. of seeing this game. Mind blowing, dude. Like, and I'm like, take your time, because what it looks like. Hold on, let's look at that ending real quick. That last bit of gameplay. Like, look at that. The way it just goes, woof, and it goes right into being a shoot 'em up. Like, it's crazy. So much going on. This game. It's pre-order, but still no release date anywhere. Konami. That's the coolest looking Konami game coming out. Goddamn ads, man.
Yeah. At NerdWallet, we can help you make the smartest decision by comparing top cards.
It had to be one. It had to be one.
Great, because our table. NerdWallet, the smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
Hello, I'm Jakob,
Oh,
co-founder
yeah.
and audio director of Geometric Interactive in Copenhagen. I would like to show you what our
I ain't watched it. All I see
team
is
has
the
been
amiibos
working on
back
for the
there.
last couple of years. Our game, Cocoon.
And this is from the developer of Limbo and Inside. Yeah, see, lead gameplay designer. What the hell is that really? Uh-oh. And out of this you're born. It looks so sick. Little, I don't know, little ladybug man.
Cocoon is an adventure game with multiple worlds, and each of these worlds are contained within an orb.
That's really the opening of the game. There's no
Let me
like camera
demonstrate
cuts and
by
anything
jumping
like
out
that.
of the world which we are currently exploring.
No loading screens. See, it's seamless.
Just like that, we are now in a world outside.
But are you though, or is this still an orb?
The orange orb here contains the world we were previously exploring.
This is
Let's
crazy.
jump out one more time. We are now in a world even further outside and can explore this world using the orange orb.
It's kind of claustrophobic when you think about it, because you like, how many worlds deep am I? Sick. Down the steps. Gotta put that in.
Orbs can be placed on switches to power devices and solve puzzles.
Damn, there's switches everywhere.
And you can even throw them into pipes.
That's crazy. You're throwing the whole world. Yo. You got a little ferry. Your own personal Navi.
You can use the hierarchy of worlds within worlds to solve interesting puzzles. For example, to safely avoid this moving barrier, you simply jump out of the world, let it pass by, and jump back in.
Yo! And then grab your world. That's insane.
Now, Cocoon is not only about exploration and puzzles.
It's also about fighting.
Within each world, you have to face
He
a
says
mighty
the technical
guardian.
effort required to make the
Here is
transition
the
to
first
the new
glimpse of
world
one
must
of
have
these
been
encounters.
huge. That's probably why they've taken so long to put it out. What the hell? Oh, you watered the jellyfish. Nope, that's not a jellyfish. Well, yeah, it is. Nope. Oh, shit. That's an eye. Run! Oh, look at the reflection on the water. Damn, such a cool detail. This is insane. I can't wait to play this. they got little. But I'm like, how you attacking it? Oh, you wetting it. That's what you're doing. Oh, yeah, smashed. That's insane.
We hope you look forward to exploring the mysterious worlds of Cocoon, releasing later this year on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch.
Nice. So was that the outside? Like, are you just part of that big thing? Like, that was weird. Oh, yeah. And that was it. That's, I mean, for the whole, you know, week of game announcements and everything. So much stuff. People will still be bitter, jaded, talking about they disappointed. Like, the disappointment was a few weeks ago. This week was awesome. So much variety. Even Flight Simulator, like there's actually a game there. Yeah, Clockwork Revolution, playing with the time. That game looks amazing. Outlaws. Five. Yeah, man. But this is basically it. My next stream should be tomorrow, playing the one and only Tears of the Kingdom. I want to play the new Fortnite stuff too at some point. I'll probably be bouncing between those two games, streaming. That Like a Dragon trailer was, you're never gonna forget that trailer. Payday looks real good. I also installed that. I'll show y'all what I got installed right now before I wrap this up. Digital Green Tea, Duke, Togo, who else came through? Ipster came through, Chad Gates came through, Dennis, Pearly, Creative John, who pretty much everybody. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Power your dreams. Exactly. Alright, look. Oh yeah, you see the background? Had to make my own. But yeah, look at this last row. Like this is not even a demo. The demo is it's somewhere. Yeah, this is the demo right here. Yeah, demo. And that's the actual game. But look, Starfield already there, Payday's already there, Forza's already there. I try to put them in the order of when they come out actually. Even though I don't know when Lies of P come out. But I know this is the actual order for these. But yeah. A ton of damn games already available for, you know, you to install. So it's like, they're real. They feel real. Yeah. I had a good time. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. Even though for a portion of it, y'all was just watching the damn thing by yourselves. I don't know. I'm still debating whether I'll probably edit that out or not. Maybe I will. Hold on. Let's go to the beautiful wallpaper. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this. I'll say this. Out of all the games shown, I'm excited about the ones that are the nearest. Actually, like Starfield, like Avatar, and Prince of Persia. Even though Prince of Persia is next year, still feels pretty close. Versus everything else that's next year that you know is probably gonna be the end of the year or sometime in the spring, summer. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this. Thanks for tuning in. Until the next one, peace.